Okay, I think I'm live. I just got to turn down the volume here. Over here.
Granger knows that as an HVAC technician.
Okay, I got to turn down. Yep, I'm live. All right, get back here to the studio. So I'm just gonna wait a second for somebody to come on. Just got a little can of root beer for tonight. I'll set it right there on my computer. So you have to let me know how the volume is. Looks like we got internet for right now. Hey Nate, how's it going? Hopefully you didn't get flooded out on this 4 inches of rain we just had. That's too much rain we've had in the last couple in a week's period. So how's work going for you, Nate? How you doing? Okay, the volume's good. All right, good. I'm just waiting for some people to come on. No, that's okay. Like on a Thursday night, it's okay. The screen is in wide format, so you're good there. That's good. Yeah, we're good over here. I guess Austin got flooded out a little bit, and yep. I did 3 of them today. I did a Malibu exhaust, the flex pipe, and the resonator. 2000 Camry, 2007 Camry with a list. Let's see, oil change and filter, tranny fluid flush, check radiator power steering fluid, noise and right rear wheel, check all the fluids, the air conditioning. So, yeah, I got that basically done besides for the transmission fluid, and it needs rear parking brakes. And then to fix that, I'm going to have to put rotors on it and brake pads. And hopefully the calipers are good. And then, yeah, this Jeep, I'd never done a fuel pump on one of these Jeeps, but you got to take the dry shaft off and the exhaust system. That's kind of crazy. First time on that, I did get it out. I have confirmed that it is bad. It was blowing the fuse. It died on him. Gosh, where was he? He was going down the road, but I can't remember where he was. And then, yep, yesterday, worked on an excavator up at Olmsted County, and they had called 2 other service people before me, and they couldn't fix it. But I get there, and I'm fixing it in between the rain showers. I find out what's wrong with it right away, and they had unhooked a bunch of wiring they shouldn't have even messed with, so I had to hook that back up. That took a little bit longer. And then it was the resistors were burned out on the upper side, so I just switched them around and used the bottom side, which you could do that. And I got it going, and the guy's like, how did you get this going so quickly? I had 2 other people here, and I'm like, well, I'm the one that built it, so I knew how to fix it. And they kept saying the generator was bad. Oh, they sent the generator out to Pine Island too, and it wasn't bad. So we got a confirmed fix on that generator, because I fixed that, I don't know, last year. Fixed the fields in it. But they work in incinerator ash, and it's very corrosive. So anything with wiring or contacts is a bad deal. But yeah, I have to run up there every couple months and fix something on it. What else did I have to talk about tonight? Yeah, I'm gonna haul scrap in the morning. So I got the van is full of aluminum type stuff, and then the trailer's full of unprepared is what I'm gonna call it, because I just get the lowest price for what's on the trailer. I do save all the cast iron and the wheel bearings and anything that's a heavy good steel. I got that all set to the side, and maybe by the end of this year I'll have a load of that. Oh, brake rotors, I saved all those. So yeah, what's coming up? Yeah, so tomorrow's kind of a scrap day, and I got a lawnmower to fix, and then somebody else dropped off another lawnmower outside, and I'm not too interested about fixing that, but don't know what I'm gonna do. And then for Saturday oil change day, holy smokes, Michelle, what did you do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 oil changes, Michelle? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, tomorrow she's going to have to get up and make sure we got all the oil and filters. That is a lot of oil changes for me on Saturday. Oh, wait. So one of them's a work-in. We do not have to get that done. So seven, maybe 7 oil changes. I don't know. They're probably still going to call and Michelle will line some up. I'll do them all day long. And then next week, we are scheduled out to the end of July. I might already had this one fixed for Monday, but then I got another guy coming in. It's all the rain we had. It's running inside his car somewhere, and I'm gonna have to. It's all full of leaves and debris and tree debris. So I got to blow all that out of there. Figure out if the cowl drains are plugged or what's going on. Spray some water on it. Bigger job on Tuesday coming in. 2005 Chevy Colorado, the wheel bearing and the brakes. At work, you roasted your butt, yeah. And they're saying that it's gonna be very warm for the next 10 days at least, warm and humid. And then I can't remember what year it is, but it's an F-150. The rear differential's leaking. Oh, I got an exhaust on an OBS Chevy coming in. Ford Focus wheel bearing, and then one oil change lined up for next Saturday so far, and then that's free grandstand night at Deer Creek, so you can get in free on Saturday the 18th. So I always like to go out to that one because I don't have to pay to get in to watch the races. And then I got a tool cat coming in on the 20th. Engine mount. Oh, we already have an oil change lined up for the 25th. So just till the end of July. Oh, there is somebody for August. What is this one? Not sure. I'll have to ask Michelle. I thought there was another one lined up in August. No. And then I got a work-in coming. It's a Dodge Ram. And the air conditioning quit working on them. It's had it at a couple shops. They put a condenser in it. Some other stuff. And then there was something else that quit working on it. The air conditioning. I can't remember. Hopefully Michelle took a note. I see the guy's name down here, but she did not take a note. Let me go see. Maybe she made a note or a quote. So it's the air conditioning quit working. And there was one more thing. It was kind of the battery's going dead. Draw. But there was one more thing besides those two things. Yeah, no, I had some kids helping with the oil changing, and even though that's the grunt work, yeah, Michelle helps, but even though that's like the great or not gravy, but it's oil changes are super easy, but they're super important to do right, and the people I had in here were not quite doing it just quite right. No, Michelle just helps out with helping me put in slips, helping with the customers, helping with appointments, answering the phone calls. So, and she only helps out about half the day. But that's what I was gonna do. Hey Michelle, we were just talking about you. Dang it! Yeah, it was the AC, a draw, and oh, maybe the power windows or something. Yeah, power windows. But it's all related to the TIPM. So the TIPM totally integrated power module on those Dodges are just junk. So it could be something with that. And I told them there is a bypass. Some of that stuff we could put a bypass fuse in there, because I've done it on another one. I got to get back here to the. Yeah, now I'm back on the studio. And Katul, so far, my cable has not showed up. The last email I got, they wanted to know where the invoice should be sent, to which email. And they're still trying to figure out, I think they're still trying. I got 3 emails on which cable is it, and I've identified the cable. And I haven't heard from them. I can check again right now. Check my email. If I don't see anything in here for, I'll go back to the last one, make sure I didn't. Yep, they're asking me again. Which cable it is. Yeah, I was going to have Michelle call on that today, and I forgot to have her call. So maybe she'll write it down now that we're talking about it. Just get out of my email here. In case I throw the computer screen up. I want this one. There we go. So I did get some more pictures, quite a few more pictures. So we could start going through some of those. Yeah, it's a 2005 Harley Davidson Sportster 1200. And I bought it because I thought I might turn into a Harley dude, but I kind of found out I'm not going to turn into a Harley guy. And I had an oil leak on it. I fixed that. The carburetor needed a rebuild. He said he rebuilt it before I bought it, but he obviously did not know what he was doing. So I had to buy a kit, and I rebuilt it. It runs mint. Yeah, I might need a tire. Yeah, so here's the Toyota Camry I worked on today, and here's the parking brake. And that's this. I might have already have it fixed right now, but the spring that holds the shoe to the backing plate, that was slipped out of there. So I put a different spring in there, left it the way it was, and then collapsed the adjuster so it wasn't dragging anymore. And I do believe there's something wrong with her cables. Like she might have tried to use it and it might have stuck on her. But anyways, this was dragging on the inside of the brake rotor drum, the combination rotor. and she was complaining about that noise. So I got the noise taken care of for now, and Michelle made her a quote, and then we'll go ahead and see what she wants to do, because I'm just wondering, between the transmission service and all the rear brake stuff it needs, it's getting up there getting close to the value of the car. We did do the air conditioning on it and oil change today, but it's going to be hot next week, so she's going to need air conditioning. And it's got a leak in it somewhere, so I put some dye in there. Then we got another picture of Daisy. Look at that, Michelle. The Daisy dog. Just text his brother about the bike. He used to work for S&S. Knows a bunch of riders. Yeah, I know them guys, but I don't see them enough. We should do, Michelle's take the bike a ride tomorrow to Cars. Michelle likes it because it's bigger, easier for her to ride. She doesn't want to drive it. And let me put. I got a picture of it. I'll put it on there. Hey, Rob. Hey, Leisure. How you guys doing? We just got 4 more inches of rain yesterday. I was going to show Nate the Harley. Here it is. I so far I put in like 29 miles on it. So Rob, how you doing? Looks like your garden or your vegetable garden is doing very, very well. Let me put up a picture. So Rob just sent me this picture of his vegetable garden, and they are growing. And I think if we slide this over, yeah, you can see if I slide this over a little bit up here in the top right, that's what it looked like the first picture he sent me. They're sticking out of there, what, about 12 inches, and now they're just overgrowing. Yeah, so we had a 7 to 8 inches just a few days before that, and then 4 inches last night after I got back home from my service call. And I was kind of working in between rain showers on the service call getting that excavator fixed, but I was able to get it fixed, and they didn't call me today, so that means it's still working. I told Michelle to go ahead and send that invoice on Friday if they don't call. Yeah, the bolt. So I showed Michelle your bolt comment. She thought that was pretty funny. Break out another 1,000. So Leisure commented on one of them flood videos, or one of the videos, because Michelle wants a bolt, and she's been hounding me. So Leisure says bolt acronym, or it stands for break out another 1,000. Rob says tired. Redid the office floor, sanded and stained. We'll seal it on Saturday. Yeah, Rob, you're a busy person just like me, I guess. I'm out here in the shop all the time. Tomorrow's scrap day. I'm gonna haul scrap, and then I got a lawnmower to fix. There's a walk-in lawnmower outside I gotta work in sometime. I think it needs a head gasket or an engine, and it's a Kubota diesel. We'll go out and take a look at it a bit. But yeah, it's been pretty hot, and the forecast for the next 10 days is upper 80s and muggy. So that's a little warm for me. But yeah, that's pretty impressive, Rob. And you guys got some. Yeah, I'll move this picture out of the way, but look at, I did not get all of the pictures on there. Yeah, Rob made some kebabs out of some potatoes. Like, what's for dinner? And he just harvested some little like red potatoes and he made kebabs. Yeah, Michelle wants a yacht houseboat. Something like the motorhome but on water. Rob says, yep, the fun never ends. Canning will start taking up some weekends. Blueberries any day now. So you got blueberries too. Hey JD, how's it going? Yeah, so JD sent me a picture. Let me show you. This is really interesting. He worked on a Kia with a 5-speed. So is that the shop you work at there, JD, in Canada? Nate says, I have a big LP furnace to get rid of. It works, but it's in the way. Probably 200 pounds. You could scrap it if you need weight. No, my trailer's full, but when I get back, if you need to put it somewhere, you can put it in the back of the trailer. Get a canal bolt like they have in England. Oh, it's a 6-speed. Yeah, it looks like you guys keep your shop pretty clean and organized. I like that. Yeah, that's very interesting. So you're thinking that's got to be factory. I mean, it looks, yeah, that's really interesting. It looks like they tow it behind like probably an RV or something. I didn't know you could flat tow a Kia. I suppose you can. Oh, it's because it's a. Oh, so maybe they ordered it that way because they're flat towing it. Yeah, that's how it is here too, JD. Every day I'm looking for a new spot to hide something. I found a spot for my SE30 oil that I ordered for a penny a quart. We can walk around and look at it in a minute. Yeah, I bet you they ordered it that way because they're flat towing, and either that or they looked for one of those until they found it. Whoops, I want it. I don't want that one. I want this one. Okay, I got it back on. Let's go. Yeah, so JD was just talking. You gotta keep on finding stuff, and I'm gonna flip this camera like this. But up here, I finally got a spot to put my SA30 oil. It's gonna be there a while. I mean, we get like 4 or 5 lawnmowers in a year, and then some of them take 1030. It's only a few of them that take SA30, and I still got all the oil back here from when I stocked up. It's all full. Just had to buy some washer fluid the other day, and I got some WS fluid today. There's another case of WS fluid over here. Yeah, this is interesting. So I got an AC Delco oil filter, and they're black now. I don't know what the difference is. And they come in a box. Of course, they always come in a box. All right, let's go out. Let's go out and take a look at my scrap trailer. We'll just open up the door. She's a squeaker. So yeah, it's kind of leaning It's kind of leaning over on the one side. I guess it don't show up in the picture very good. Just all the scraps in here. And other people bring stuff to me too. It ain't my snowblower thing. Yeah, I told you the door is a squeaker. And then here's the exhaust off the Jeep. I had to take the whole exhaust off and the dry shaft and all them shields and stuff. Got the fuel pump out. I did confirm it's bad. I did try to run it. I ohmed it. I tried to run it. It wouldn't run. It was blowing the fuse, but it's not blowing the fuse now. And I did check the wiring up here. I ohmed that out. But I've never done one of these, and you got to take everything out of there. You'd think that they'd put an access panel up here, but they didn't. I'm going to just catch up on the comments here for a minute. Blinker fluid, yeah. Try running out of room. Rob says this Tecton 1/4-inch flex head will be in tomorrow. Yeah, you showed me that picture, and so that's a 1/4-inch. Mine's a 3/8, but it's not a flex head. So yeah, that would be. I think you let me know how it feels and how it works, and I might get one too. Yeah, no, you could bring it over and throw it in the trailer after I get back tomorrow. Yeah, it's quite rare option to have a 6-speed in a Kia. Like, is that a Sorento or something? Rob says he misses 6-speeds. They are rare anymore in general. Don't forget to restock the blinker fluid. Once I get a toolbox set up and organized, I'll send you some pics. Yeah, I like looking at other people's shops. That's for sure. The yard plucks it out with a massive magnet. So nice. Trailers get hurt easily. Yeah, that trailer's been there a few times over the last 20 years. And I made that pickup box trailer myself. You better follow behind me in case the brakes. Yeah, I'm going to take the van. Sportage. It's a Kia Sportage. I'm not having anything to do with that. Well, if I have a flat tire, Michelle, I think you're going to have to come because there's no room in the van for me to put anything. It's full of cans. It's full of aluminum scrap, radiators. Anything that's aluminum, I separate that out and then we put it into a separate tub at the scrap yard. So you're going to be on call tomorrow. Plus I'm going to be gone. Somebody's got to be here to take care of all the customers that come in. But yeah, now I can put the pictures of the flood up that are a little So this was our 7 to 8 inches of rain just probably a week ago now. And then we did drive out to this area to see how bad it was flooded last night. And it wasn't that bad. But some of the roads in Austin were closed and flooded, and they got almost 8 inches in Austin last night. I-90 was closed again. But yeah, now you can see how bad it was. What was this last Saturday? It always makes me wonder the true cost of access panels for gas pumps. It's insane they aren't standard. Yeah, that's retarded. I got to take the whole car apart to get the fuel pump out. The tank straddles the dry shaft. that to me is they should have put an access panel in there, and then it's got a level gauge on the other side, opposite of the pump, and then a little tube that connects from that side to the fuel pump. So you have to kind of tip the fuel pump out of there and then unhook the hose that's connected on the inside of it. Here in Canada, it's Sportage. Sportage. Yeah, they had to shut down the major highway yesterday again. Pine Lawn was pretty bad again this morning when I drove by. Yeah, we're just getting too much rain. What else did I get for pictures? The Toyota Camry parking brake I did this morning. Well, I just fixed it so it wasn't rubbing anymore. Then I'm gonna tell her she has to get it fixed. Well, she doesn't have to, but she needs to. Either that or she needs to get a new car. It's a 2007 Toyota Camry. Well, I don't know, Michelle. You're probably gonna have to get up. There's the Daisy dog. Yeah, my Busch Light collection. Michelle used one of our Busch Light glasses, and I don't know where it is. Because I had two of them. We had two of them. And that's the new can right beside the glass. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I could legally do that, JD, but I just I pressed on the pedal and it won't press, so that means it's all the way out. So I just backed it off so they wouldn't rub anymore because she was complaining about a noise in the back. It's right next to me, silly. Well, are you drinking out of it? So yeah, it's supposed to be hot the next 10 days, like really hot and humid. And the air conditioning's been working good, and we washed the front of the motorhome roof off. Was it on Sunday or no, Monday? I got up there and scrubbed it off because it's got a bunch of trees, like sap and droppings on it. And I used all the water out of my rain barrel collection barrel, and then I washed that barrel out and put fresh. It's got fresh water in there now, and since Monday, it's like over a quarter full right now, just from air conditioning, condenser water. Yeah, it's a good car, and we did some coils on it not too long ago. So I did the oil change and the air conditioning today, and made sure it was safe to drive and all that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna give her a quote for the transmission service. That's what I got the WS fluid for. And then for the parking brake. It will need rear brakes pretty soon, but they're not bad right now. Yeah. So I love doing brake jobs. That's great work. I could do 2-3 a day. I had a guy call me for another transmission. Two people have called me for transmission jobs in the last couple of days, and I told them no. I sent them down to the other training shop. Both torque converter issues. I don't want nothing to do with that. And the guy the guy called the training shop, and they said they're going to do the flush and fill with the mobile HP fluid. Hey Mexican, how's it going? Yeah, we're just yeah. So Michelle will want me to show you her uncle's hot rod. What year is that Roadrunner, Michelle? So I think it's a 4-speed car with 440. 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner. Amoco do transmissions anymore. Amoco. I don't know. We don't have none of those. We could get Jasper transmissions, or there's another place that rebuilds them that does really good. The transmission shop that rebuilt the Weiss guarantees it for 36,000 miles, which is crazy. I thought it eventually failed again. Old Ford Escape junk. Yeah, no, Ford Escapes are really hard to find transmissions for. Mexican says, look at that car. How could anybody like the 1971 model? Yeah, I don't know the 71 model. Double A beep beep C MCO. Leisure says double A MCO no go. Yeah, Michelle grew up in this car, and her uncle used to street race it a little bit. Car shows. So after the car shows, here's one. Mexican, maybe you could tell us about this car. It's a Kia with a 5-speed. And this is up in Canada, and JD Peekaboo, JD was working on this car. What did you do to it, JD? But it's kind of weird that this car has a 5-speed. Beep beep your ass, yep. Better than the 80s Nova, yeah. They had the 305s with the bad cams. Or no, that was the late, maybe 79. And then the 80s Nova were the small cars. Mexican will know that more than me. Alan, ZGTG. Oh, they just did the tires. So I wonder if it was special ordered because it's a flat toe. And then that's the shop that JD works in up there in Canada. That's pretty nice. It looks pretty clean. I like a nice, clean, organized shop. Everything looks really clean. The hoists look clean. Everything is clean. That's good. I don't like doing tires, so Kia officially started selling cars in Mexico in July of 2015. But I know from watching your live feeds that a lot of Mexican cars that were built for Mexico are manual transmissions. Mustang. Now here's a picture JD sent me. Mustang Cobra. I don't know. I'd drive this car. I'd probably spin her out into the ditch or something. No, I can't find my little black Snap-on 90-degree pick. I lost that in the last day or so. I will find it because I've had it for years and I'm not losing that. I'm gonna have to put the radar out on that one. Last year I had the pick part of it replaced. He didn't have any black handled ones, so he put a new pick into it. The Snap-on dealer. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Yes, every dealer here has a compact model with a manual. And they're all made differently in Mexico. You guys got to check out. Let's go check out Mexican Specs page. All right, so first thing I gotta do is put the computer screen up here. Let's find Mexican Spec. So here's Mexican Spec, and he'll show all these cars. I don't know are you selling a lot of these cars, Mexican, right? but some of them you're prospecting. So if we hit his lives, he likes to have questions and answers, and he likes to show off the Mexican style cars. Veracruz. That looks very nice out there in Veracruz. I'm just trying to find a picture to put it out here. Oh, we'll put it on this one. There's Michelle in a 67 Nova. Benny came and gave her a ride the other day. I bet that black Mustang has a cop behind it every time it turns out. Yep. Black cars are a little bit, the cops don't notice them until they look at them, but red ones, man, the cops would be behind a red one for sure. JD says that car has had a hard life. It looks sweet. He had it in a burnout competition and caught fire. LOL. No, that's not good. I bet if that Mustang, no cops would mess with me. No, they would mess with you, Michelle. Only publish cars that are 25 years and older, Mexican says. I don't have those cars in stock. I'm a broker. So he's a broker. So he helps other people sell cars. Yeah, I got it now. Sometimes it takes me a while. And I don't like to ask too many questions all the time. Gotta get Michelle's image to search a 1928 Model T Tudor hot rod, then she might not like Mustangs anymore. Well, once you get your truck running, yeah, let's go back to the internet, pull up Wrench Sense channel. And he's kind of my neighbor. He lives right across the street. He builds hot rods, and he's building a hot rod right now. Yep, he calls it a hot rod. It's a hot rod build, and he does all the fabrication. He's a fabricator. He's worked on cars his whole life. And he does some great work. And he's a YouTube superstar. 10K subscribers with 50 videos. Can you believe that? That's awesome. And he's got some repair video, how-to videos, and yeah, I can't wait for you to get your hot rod done. That is going to be so sweet. So he's building it right now. Bead rolling a firewall. Look at that frame. Look what he did to it. That is going to be one nice hot rod. I'm going to get back to so I can see what's going on. Here, I'll put it on this one. The Mexican says we were in Veracruz in February to deliver 1999 Ram Charger for shipping, and it was warm there, right at the ocean. It was warm in the wintertime. Yeah, I want to get away from the cold up here. Just because it's a mess all the time. And I'm getting older. I don't like the cold as much. Leisure says that's how Michelle greets the officers when they pull her over. Yeah, and she did pull over the officer the last summer. Well, the officer pulled over her kid, and then she went and pulled over the officer. Something like that. Needless to say, they both made it back here, and they both didn't have tickets. Silver is like the most incognito car ever, huh? I like the dark metallic silvers, like my pickup color. Where's my pickup? Yeah, so Benny built this car, and then here's this truck, 1948 Chevy. And he's having some trouble with the air conditioning on it. It's got an aftermarket add-on air conditioning, and I got it fixed. It was just idling a little too low. But I like, let me find the picture of my truck, because I like dark grays, metallic silvers, slate grays right here. So I like the color of my truck. I like colors like that. Michelle's going to change her name to Katrina. Had Michelle flipping the high center the whole time, but that's okay. Yeah, so doing a fuel pump on this Jeep back here, 2014. I had to pull the whole exhaust off right down there, the dry shaft over there, to get the gas tank out of it. Man, they could have put an access panel in there. Could have. Maybe I should have just cut a hole in the floorboard. Maybe that's what I should have done. JD says 50 Shades of Gray. Yeah, I like gray. I like black. I guess I like red. There's my race car. So I like red and black. And I know what you're going to ask for. There's Michelle in it. And she's flipping everybody off again. Mexican says a friend of mine loaned me one of those trucks to move some stuff once. It was a 1950 model, all original. It was a chore to drive that. Yeah, this guy's got, I think he's got like a different, like a Nova front end on it underneath there. So it's got a rack pinion, and he builds them all himself, paints them all himself, does everything himself. He does buy the engines as a crate engine. They all have 383s, and they're all carbureted. Yeah, I got the pick of the race car up here. Or she'll get the attitude adjuster out. No, I have the attitude adjuster still. I'm gonna bolt it to the wall so she can't get it off the wall anymore. Yep. So I got my State Patrol Swift registration done, and I was accepted. I can now work on State Patrol vehicles or anything for the state. So I have an identification number to get paid by the state now, and it's called Swift. Yeah, because I worked on this car, and then a month later, the State Patrol lady called me, and she said, you need a Swift registration to get paid from the state of Minnesota. She was a little mad that the guy paid me with a credit card. Well, that's how they pay, but she was a little mad that he paid me without finding out that I wasn't on Swift. But I got it now. I'm on Swift. She's gonna bring a taser out of you. She's going to bring a taser out of you. Do that. Glad she don't have a taser. She'd use it on me. So yeah, it's supposed to be hot this whole next week. Mexican, how warm is it down there in Mexico? Or did I already ask you that? JD, how warm is it up there in Nova Scotia, Canada? Yeah, we're supposed to get over the next 10 days. It's supposed to be really hot, humid. No rain though. Man, older cars, and I haven't been up to date on it, but I've heard about it. And I don't think there's any way possible that could happen because there are so many cars in my area that have collector plates on it. So that's just a collector plate. It's good. You don't have to have insurance on it. Maybe some kind of insurance. You'd always want to have insurance, especially in today's world, but it's just like a one-time license you buy for your car. But if they did pass such a thing, there would be an uproar that you would not believe. A Mexican said it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit out, 58% humidity, so that's not too bad. The humidity is not too bad. So it's just a dry, hot heat. Rob says, Rob's in Pennsylvania. They had 88 today, but ironically, it cooled off to 82, and I was enjoying it on my back porch. Yeah, usually when it's really hot, it starts to cool off. That feels good. Haven't heard anything about that in Somali soda. Yeah, it's been on the TV, Michelle. Mexican says it's supposed to rain overnight through raising humidity to 100%. Yeah. So in Canada, Nova Scotia, Canada, it's 72 degrees and muggy. Leisure's in Connecticut. We're waiting for you. What's your temperature? States are trying to get 2009 and older cars off the road. Yeah, I know. So is that why they're burning down all the junkyards to get rid of all the older ones too? They don't want you to fix cars or anything. I don't have the picture, but worked on a newer Lincoln Aviator. I got a picture of the catalytic converter, but whoops, that's the wrong picture. That's right here. So, but to get this catalytic converter off, it's got a eTorx Plus. Yeah, I need an eTorx Plus socket to get it off of there. I don't have one. So in Connecticut, it's 74 degrees. So not much different than Nova Scotia. Oh, they have an air quality alert. So that means you can't breathe the air. My internet, Rob says his internet's been rough all day. Just now realizing I moved the router to the closet to do the flourish. Yeah, so maybe it ain't quite got, it ain't up high enough to get the reception. I still drive them daily. I won't back down on driving a good, reliable. Yeah, there'll be uproar if they don't allow us to drive our old vehicles. Mexican said, just cut it off and put a straight pipe on it. Yeah, well, he's going to get this catalytic converter replaced from Ford for under the emission warranty. So all cars in the U.S. have an emission warranty, 8 years, 80,000 miles on the catalytic converter. So yeah, I just found that out earlier this year, and now we're implementing it. And then JD helped us with getting a warranty on a Hyundai. Had some metal in the oil filter, and the rods were knocking a little bit. But they're going to warranty this engine in the Hyundai. It's a 2016. Buff, are you going to have a live stream tonight? Nice to see you, Buff. Hope your health is doing better. Mexicans here, yeah. Okay, so Mexican said you're gonna have one. Yep, we'll probably be there later on. Yeah, but let's put up Buff's page for a minute. Let me figure out how to do that. So Buff is gonna have a live feed. Let's go to Buff's page. So Buff and Kim, and they work on making little older. He's got a Plymouth Valiant. He's making into a. I don't know what they're gonna do tonight, but into like an El Camino little thing, a little pickup thing. I want the videos. Yeah, here, right in the middle of the screen, this thing. They are making that into a little pickup. That is pretty cool, Buff. And then Wrench Sense, his wife is a welder. And Kim likes to weld. Mexican says, I will wait for the live to ask how much is left. Can you hear me now? Yeah, so Wrench Sense, he makes hot rods too. The shop is locked up. I don't think the shop is locked up yet. Oh, I gotta go lock the door. It is 8 o'clock. Almost 8 o'clock. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. Tomorrow will be a lot easier. I just got a scrap day and a lawnmower, and then put this fuel pump back in this Jeep. And it was too late in the day to get one delivered today, so it'll be here tomorrow. I'm guessing we had to order it from Auto Value, so it'll be here around 10 to 11. Oh yeah, I missed one here. Buff Del Campo had surgery on my ear yesterday. It all went well. That's great, because I remember watching some of your live feeds and you were scratching on that ear. So glad you're getting that taken care of. That it is so annoying when you have an itch like that. I don't want to say anything else. You can, if you want to tell them what happened, you can. Anyone getting free buckets this weekend at Harbor Freight? You get free buckets this weekend at Harbor Freight? I didn't know that. I don't keep up on the Harbor Freight sales, because every time I go there, I seem to buy some stuff I don't need. No, you can come on over. I got air conditioning. It's nice in here. Well, it's about 76 degrees, but it feels nice to me. There's no humidity here in the shop. So I'm running about 42% humidity here. I can hear the ear has a small bite out of it. It's bandaged now. Well, that's good. Hopefully it doesn't bother you anymore, or anything spreads to anything else, and you're cured. But I remember watching one of your live streams, and you were itching your ear, and Kim was yelling at you for don't itch your ear anymore. I don't know if I have mine on all comments. I better make sure I do. Harbor Freight. Rob says Harbor Freight is the guy's version of Kohl's. Yeah. I have to hold myself back when I go in there, not to just buy everything that I see that I want. Buff says Harbor Freight, I want one of everything. No, make it two of everything. Yeah, I I do got some Harbor Freight stuff that's really good that I use. I use the flashlights, the air inflators, a whole bunch of stuff I get from there. I get the white towels, shop towels. Yeah, so Michelle did get back in to her her hearing doctor, and she got it fine-tuned down a little bit now, so it is a lot better, and she's using it more. They did not give her the Bluetooth device, the Bluetooth the TV or the radio or the phone to it yet. And the app developer they have to get a hold of the app developer so they can get that volume setting changed in the app. And it's called user preferences, or shared preferences is how the app remembers what you did the last time. And they don't have that programmed into that. So I'm assuming they made the app on MIT App Inventor. Because if you use any other kind of development platform, you know about shared preferences. Michelle says, I'm glad you're doing well, Buff. I was a little worried about my surgery when I had it because of my age. Yeah, Michelle's surgery did not go as planned. Hers was supposed to be a couple hours, and it took 6 hours. I am going to go check the door, so I'll be right back. No, the door is unlocked, and Wrench said he was going to come over here and sit here and talk to me on my live stream for a while, probably the rest of it. But I do know that I have to keep up on my comments better. The app is okay now that it's been reprogrammed. I haven't had to use the app since reprogramming. Oh, so you don't have to use that app every time. Okay. I understand. Let me show you Mexican and Buff Rob's garden. Look at this. So Rob is in Pennsylvania, and he grows a vegetable garden. But the last picture he sent me is up here in the right. I don't know, that was probably a month ago, maybe a little bit longer, and then now it's turned into this. That is so. Rob has everything, and he cans it. Look at that. He made yeah. So the other day he texted me. I didn't get this picture up there, but he texted me a picture of some potatoes, and I'm like, I know what's for dinner. And sure enough, he texted me another picture of some kebabs with some potatoes and some other stuff on them. Oh, they look so delicious. Michelle said that if she had a way to get to Pennsylvania right now, she was going to leave, but she didn't have a way. Timmy, how's Timmy doing? Timmy does everything, and he does some racing in Louisiana. Oh, not too much. Wrench made it over here.
I'm not going to intrude too long.
Oh, he said he's not going to stay too long.
I saw that garden earlier. I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. A Rob in Pennsylvania. And then before he sent me this picture, so it wasn't quite as grown.
I thought it was a local guy when I saw the pictures of the pickles. I was like, yeah, I'll take a jar of pickles.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I think everybody's got to do this.
You cut yourself out of the screen there a little bit.
Well, I got the picture up. Yeah. Okay, here's Wrench. So Wrench sends.
What's happening?
And
I really just wanted to say, I watched Buff's live stream, Del Capo.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat. It's very entertaining somehow. I don't know what it is, but it just kind of it makes you sit down and watch, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, no, I like watching them too. So I'll have to see what they're gonna work on tonight, or what their live feed is tonight. So you guys are on? Yeah, I think he's here, and Mexican is here too.
Yeah, what's up with you said he's a broker?
He's a broker, yeah. Yeah, he has live streams on Saturdays and Sundays. And does a few videos. I'm getting a few of your shorts popping up on my feed, Mexican, so that's good. Sometimes I don't know what to say, but I always like them.
Where is Mexican out of?
Kind of by Veracruz, so it's
Veracruz. Yeah, that's right.
I think it's down, like way down. I looked it up on a map. Plus, I'm working on a bumper. So let's look at oh, I lost my mouse. That's crazy. All right, just a minute. We gotta fix something. Probably need a new battery.
Oh.
Seems like if I take it out and put it back in, then it works again.
For a few minutes.
But not this time. I'll just use the laptop.
Boy, that is the smallest can of root beer I've ever seen.
Yeah, I always start out the. So Mexico says, sorry, I'm not commenting much. The wife gave me my dinner, and it's a messy barbecue wing. So that sounds good. Veracruz is where we deliver vehicles out for shipping out to Florida.
I have family in Florida.
So, now my mouse is working. So, yeah, we're going to go to Timmy's. So, Timmy is a race car driver in Louisiana. Timmy does everything. Right here, I found it. Well, now it don't click. Well, nothing clicks.
Uh-oh. We need a AAA or a AA. I'm looking around. I don't see any.
Timmy does everything. Timmy likes to show a lot of shorts at the racetrack.
Down the road here?
No, he's in Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana. Jeez, you got a wide audience.
And I can't play. I'm not going to play any of Timmy's videos because I got copyrighted the last time. I don't want to have to fix that. But yeah, everybody should check out his channel. He's trying to get some subscribers, just like we all do. Of course, Wrench Sense here has got a lot.
Nah.
And then Buff's going to have his live feed. Yeah, live in the garage, 2 waiting, scheduled at 10 p.m. I think that's what that says.
Geez, it's so late.
And then Mexican, he's the car broker in Mexico, so he's selling these cars for other people. And then he likes to show all the differences between Mexico's cars and compare them to the U.S. models, and they're quite different. And then Wrench Sense, this hot rod that he's got. Yeah, so you were saying you're going to give Michelle a ride when you get it done?
Well, I'm trying to talk her out of enjoying Mustangs as much as I possibly can.
Okay.
That's how I roll. But I really don't care that.
You cut all the holes into that frame?
That was all laser cut. I work at KFI Products. I'm going to give a shout out right here on the back of my shirt.
Oh, just hold on. I have to put you on there.
All right. My bad.
There, now you're on.
KFI Products right here.
And they're out of Spring Valley.
Out of Spring Valley. So I have access to laser tables and, all that whatnot stuff.
Also, Mexican says they live in the infamous state Sonora. Remember El Chapo?
El Chapo.
He was a local guy here. Oh, no.
That's no bueno.
El Chapo.
No es bueno. He was a bad dude.
Yeah, Buff got subbed to Timmy. Yeah, Timmy likes racing. How many years have you been racing, Timmy? Yeah, I don't quite get the delay. The delay. Like, look at the TV.
Oh, you got a little bit of a lag?
Yeah, but the comments are usually right on.
Are you running an actual streaming box, or are you going through the laptop?
The laptop.
That could be your issue. I could give you a.
Why have you ever done it?
Live stream?
Yeah.
Not in a YouTube sense, but yes, I've live streamed a bunch. I got everything to get it. I think I got a box you can check out and you can try it next time. It's just about this big. It kind of it's like a hardware. It's kind of not like a hardware accelerator, but it should fix your delay.
I think the delay is built in though. It's supposed to be.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
No.
It still looks like you're pretty good ways behind. It should only be like 5 or 10 seconds.
No, Rob. So far they want to know. Here's the hoist cable. They want to know which cable it is. They've asked me that like 4 times. So I've tried to confirm which cable it is all these times. So I was going to have Michelle call them today, but I forgot to have her call the Katul people. But they are, the last email I got, I think they asked me where they should send the invoice. So now it kind of sounds like they might be charging me for this cable, but regardless, I got to have it. And if they charge me, I'll just do a YouTube video on it. So they probably won't like that.
No, they won't.
So not yet. And I don't think I have too many heavy vehicles coming in on Saturday. So I just the 3/4 tons and 1 tons, I don't like to lift up on there with this bad cable. Mexican says, Buff, tell Timmy about the No Name Nationals. Yeah, but you got to have, what is it, Buff, 400 subscribers or 500 to do that?
No Name Nationals?
Yeah, have you ever heard of that?
Never heard of it. What does that mean? It's just for YouTubers? You said something about subscribers.
Yeah, it must be just for YouTube people. Buff will be able to tell us more. I didn't look into it that much. At the time when when I was learning about it, I didn't have 500 subscribers. Michelle said she'll call tomorrow. What Mexico's talking about? No, I'm not even for sure. Buff, if he's still here, he could, well, Mexican can probably tell you too, but it's some kind of a drag racing setup and I think you got to have 500 YouTube subscribers to be able to race a car. And I think you can drag race any car you bring. That's about all I know about the No Name Nationals.
They must have a cap because you can get some pretty big YouTubers in here with like deadly street machines that are just going to waste everybody. You know what I mean? It's a drag race.
So here he says, Buff says, No Name Nationals is a drag race event for YouTube content creators. It's 3 days of fun in Skykeskin, Missouri. 500 subs to race, but anybody can go. So anybody can go, but if you want to race your car, and as far as I know from what Buff told me before, you can race anything you bring, but you got to have the 500 subs.
But there must be a cap, right? Is there a cap? Maybe not.
No.
Because it's called the No Name, right? So you're
well, what are the other sanctioning bodies? There's NHRA and there's some other events. This is just theirs, what they call theirs, I guess. But Buff talks about it a lot on his videos and his live streams.
There's a couple big, not necessarily big, but there's big time drag race car builders like Landers Performance. He's been in forever, and he builds cars for super high dollar drag, competitions. And he's got more than 500 subs, but I mean, that kind of league is like, if you're just doing it for fun, that's one thing, right? Which I'm sure that probably is the No Name Nationals.
So Buff says he races it. It's AHRA, so it is under a sanctioning body. Race what you bring. There's a 6-cylinder class. That's what we participate in.
Buff Del Campo, your streams are entertaining. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that I like them too.
I think just probably because most of us don't see females wrenching on cars and welding and stuff very often. So. Plus, he's got a lot of good stories to tell about piloting and stuff. So.
Here you go, Mexican. I drove my Corvette to Walmart to get some groceries late at night. Might have been like 11 o'clock. And I come out to get to my car, and then there's that black one with the underglow lights parked right beside me. I'm like, that was cool, so I snapped a picture.
Plus, you know, if you're in a arid region, those underglows they attract all the mosquitoes away from your car.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we got some mosquitoes out here and gnats and flies. Oh, they're terrible.
That's just how
There's some fruit flies this year. When I went out, I don't know what day it was, but I went out to Michelle's Jeep and it was just covered in them.
No kidding. Probably just all the rain. They're just like, yeah.
It was something.
But yeah, the underglow is good for that.
Timmy,
someone's gonna drop a smart ass comment.
I will stay on their track racing. Who wants to race the quarter mile straight? And that ain't no fun. Well, some people like that. Some people like dirt track racing and race. Some people will say the same thing about turning in circles all day long.
That's true. To each their own.
I guess I like drag racing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it's not necessarily a spectator sport, but I mean, once you get behind the wheel and you hammer on that throttle and you feel that sort of power that pushes you back in your seat, that's the hook right there.
Especially if you build your own car.
Yeah, and so you can see, just having ever experienced that, that sort of adrenaline that you get from that it's what prompts these guys to dump so much money into their cars.
Oh, Rob said he's seen an interesting article about catnip. Catnip oil is effective as DEET. I'll have to try it next time in the woods. I have a ton of catnip. So Rob's growing some catnip. Well, that's cool. I did not know that, Rob.
Are you actually growing it, or is it wild? Because we got a bunch of wild catnip behind our garage, just right across the road.
He was talking about some blueberries today, too. So he's probably growing it. Where is Rob's garden? Oh, boy. There's Rob's garden.
Looks like...
I can't identify very much of anything in the picture, but...
Right up the middle, it looks like... Is that squash?
I would have no idea.
Cucumbers.
Yeah, Michelle wants to get out there, and I think a good time for Michelle to get out on the track is during practice. She could just go her own speed. They only put 1 or 2 cars out on the track at a time. They got an ambulance there, a tow wrecker there, so she just needs to... It's quite the experience, especially just starting out driving such a powerful car.
Yeah, that's the hook.
I know one thing, that when I started racing, I'm glad I started at the bottom, racing pure stocks and stuff, because if I would have gotten a mod right away, I'd have probably been not racing very long.
True.
Leisure said he did nothing to repel Katrina. No Name Nationals, the 8th mile event is more fun than racing. It's a family event. I was always into sprint cars, but I decided to go to this event and it's fun. So Buff just said that he was into circle track cars and he went to this event and he's got hooked.
It's the community, I think, I would guess mostly, you know.
Yes, family event. Catnip. He just sent me this. Come on. There we go.
You might have spread some seeds, but it looks like it's growing wild to me. Maybe in the corner of the yard, you might have dropped some seeds down there.
I don't know. I didn't even know you could grow such a thing. So Rob's catnip. He just sent me a picture. Yeah, I know.
Are you sure, Rob? That looks like a different variety. Are you supposed to legally be growing that?
Michelle says, yes, Timmy, I used to race at night on the streets and highways. A lot of fun, but no safety and illegal. Probably. No, it is illegal to race on the road.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
What, back in our day, we could get away with it a little bit. Still legal, but not as harsh penalties. Nowadays you're going to jail.
Well, it depends on where you live too. Like, we used to do that same thing out on County 5 out by Byron, but the thing was our family owned a very large farm and right against a game reserve, so all the police asked permission to hunt deer on the land. So once they knew who you were, they never mess with you. They'd just say go home, pretty much. You know what I mean? But it depends on like where you're at, totally, right? That stuff maybe doesn't even happen nowadays.
No, we still get a cars racing across. Well, single cars. Holy crap! Last night there was one that went by, and I know the cop was sitting over there, but he let him go.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was wondering what that noise was last night over there at the John Deere, but they must have been running a sump pump or something. Did you hear it?
I did not.
Oh.
I'm deaf in this ear. I can barely hear you.
That's right.
So.
That's right. Catnip grows like mint, etc., etc. Dehydrate it for my kitties.
Yeah, we stopped getting cats. We're like, nah. I mean, we buy a couch, and like 3 weeks later, it's got claw marks all over it. We're like, no, we'll just do dogs. But they're fun. They're just very destructive little beasts.
Rob says, haha, Michelle, that's a state above us. They grow the fun stuff. Timmy says, I think Michelle, when she gets that, there's a star, her on the little hot shot class, and some tracks call them stingers, like a little Ford Taurus. Got a V8 engine. Leisure says, the officer was in a donut induced coma.
A donut-induced coma? Yeah, that could be. But there's no local real donut shops, but you can get them down here at the Motor Mart.
Yeah.
Usually they're day old, but whatever.
I do see the new chief going to the Motor Mart once in a while now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You spoken to him?
Oh yeah. He brings the car in to me.
Seems like a pretty nice guy.
Oh, he's a super nice guy.
Just because you're working on his car, though, right?
Well, maybe because I talk to him and I tell him what's going on out there and tell him how bad the kid cop is beating on the car.
Right.
I give him straight up answers.
That's cool. A lot of people have a bad opinion of police. I don't. I'm just yanking your leg, obviously. But honestly, if you're just doing your thing and you're contributing to society and you're not like a hoodlum and you're not being obnoxious, they leave you alone.
Yeah, most generally.
Even if you're messing up, sometimes they'll just be like, no, all right, go away.
Yeah. Yeah, they can tell who are the bad people and who aren't. I was just trying to find the picture of it, but I can't find it. I gotta delete some of these pictures that are on here. Michelle needs to run it into Crown Vic class. Yeah, that's a new thing now. They got Crown Victoria. You can only race a Crown Victoria.
I saw that Derek Beery was doing that. Everybody had it was I don't know if it's a Crown Victoria specific class, but it was all like 4-door, under a certain. It had to be a stock engine.
Here's the squad that I do all the work on. It's put the engine mount in it. Last time it was here, it was for the back reflector was busted out of it. And
how'd that happen?
I don't know. There was no
Disorderly.
There was no police report written up. I'm like, where's the police report?
Uh-oh. He backed into his. No.
Yeah, there was no explanation, no police report, no nothing. I'm like, well, either he kicked it in or he backed into something.
Might have backed into the garage on the way out the door. Who knows?
But I got that put in there. It's like a 5-minute job. Ordered one right from the GM garage. Yeah, thanks, Timmy, for the shout out.
Cool.
Yeah, Benny said he was bringing me some new root beer, but I haven't seen Benny for a little bit. I talked to the mailman. Good news, I talked to the mailman today. His cars are still running. He does have an oil change scheduled, and he wants that engine mount put into the 2002. David's calling.
What do you got on the stand here?
That's a Jeep for the fuel pump, and I did not know that you have to take the whole exhaust system off and the dry shaft.
Right. On the camera, you can't tell. It just looks like a sedan. So you were talking about a Jeep earlier, and I couldn't really see what was happening. But yeah, they got those same thing. Lincoln does the same thing, or used to do the same thing, like on the LXs, LSs. Sorry, where the tank wraps around both sides. Is there a fuel pump on both sides on this one?
No, but there's a sending unit and a siphon on the other side.
Okay. Sending unit and a siphon on.
Yeah, so it's like the Infinities. They got the two sending units. They got to work together.
Sure.
I'm sure other cars have that too.
But yeah, that's really annoying.
Yeah, I did not know that. I started taking. I'm like, this tank is really small. I started taking it down and on the driver's side, and I'm like, it's going up over top of the dry shaft, over to the other side, and I'm like, oh no, I got to take everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Rob says the new LED bars look so much like a roof rack. So many people slow way down when I get near them. Yeah, so if people always slow down if you see something on the top of your car. So even if you're not a cop and you got a roof rack or on the top of your car, I always hit the brakes too.
Yeah, I just try not to go too far over the speed limit now. I don't have to worry about it. Like, I was surprised this strip here when they changed it to 60.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were going to do it. I came out one morning and I'm so used to seeing the 55 mile an hour. I saw 60. I'm like, yay, here we go.
Yeah. That just means everybody gets to go 10 miles an hour faster than 60.
Yeah, 63 is what I usually lock on. I'm not in a hurry to hit a deer. You know, there's so many deer along this road.
Yeah, especially once you get more towards Spring Valley.
Yeah. Man, I had a wild one on the way home yesterday.
A deer?
No, somebody driving a white Chrysler minivan right on my butt as soon as I left Spring Valley. Remember how it was raining so bad yesterday?
Yeah, we got 4 inches of rain.
Came on, I couldn't. It was so bad. This dude come right up on my butt in a white Chrysler minivan, just riding my tailgate in my truck, and I opened the rear window, slid it open, and I was like, dude, back off, because I had a Jeep in front of me who didn't have his lights on. You know what I mean? And when you come over that intersection to 63, somebody pulled out right in front of him, the intersection to go towards Rochester, and I had to slow way down. This guy was right on my butt. He almost hit me. Yeah,
I don't like it when people tailgate like that.
Yeah, and it was pouring cats and dogs. Like, I can handle that in dry weather. But then he cut around me and tried to pass me as soon as we got past on 16 here, and just about hit somebody in the oncoming lane, trying to pass both of us, me and the Jeep that was in front of me. Just about killed him. The guy coming this way turned his brights on, was like, what the hell? He's flashing his brights.
Yeah, I know, it was raining really hard.
Some people are, I don't know, dude. I don't even know what to say. But, I mean, that was pretty wild for sure.
Well, Timmy's got a question. I don't quite got an answer. Maybe Leisure or Nate will have an answer. So Timmy wants to know, if he takes out the 410 gears and puts in 373 gears, how much more power would he get out of a 383 stroker? I don't think you get any more power, but you might get off the corner, or you might get faster speed down the straightaway.
Yes, you'll be faster. You will not be quicker. You'll be faster. Which means accelerating. You'll be
Here.
That will take away from your top speed, right? Oh no, I'm sorry. Putting that'll add to your top speed.
Yeah.
But it'll take away from your low end torque.
Yep.
That's what it will do.
Yep. So if you got a 383, it's probably got pretty good torque.
Right.
So
do you need a 411?
No, I would try a 373, just see how you do. Plus, it'll probably make your engine last longer. Being a little,
because you're not wrapping it out so high.
Yeah.
What's the red line of your engine too? You
know. Yep, I did, and I'm back now. Sorry about that. Yeah, for just 1 second, you were They probably couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, they're all commenting like I'm an idiot. I had to go get a
Oh,
beer.
right. He left with the microphone.
I had to go get
So
a
what I
beer.
was saying was, the original post was what again? He had a 410? Or
410, and he wants to put in 373s.
and a 383 engine.
Yeah, he wouldn't get any more power, but how the car feels on the track will be different.
Right. So putting a 373 is going to give you higher top speed. It's going to take away from your low end.
Here,
But like he said, if you have the 383, it's probably got really good. It's a stroker. You probably already have really good low end torque. So it might be worth compromising the low end torque that the 410 gear is going to give you a higher top speed.
Yeah, Mexican. I just laid it right here on the bench, so that'll be better. It looks like the volume is spiking out now.
I'm not worth listening to anyway. So
yeah, so it's spiking out for both of us now.
oh, is it? Okay. Good mic.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. And there I go to go get a beer, and then
Right.
they can't hear you.
That's all right. I'm not worth listening to anyway. I'm really not.
Actually, I think I have two mics. I think they both work together. But that'll be for another day. This is fine for now because we're just sitting here for right now. I've already walked around the shop, showed everybody my scrap. You've seen the scrap trailer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying, I haven't seen a truck bed scrap trailer in a long time. And I posted like, well, what happens when you go to the scrap yard is they drop a massive magnet into the back of your trailer to lift all your ferrous metals out. And what happens is people drive up there with nice trailers and they tend to get wrecked. So do you really want to take your nicest trailer to the scrapyard? And probably not.
Yeah. People bring like newer Chevys and stuff there.
Yeah, right in the bed.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I was like, dude, this guy had a load of
because the magnet has like 1 inch on each side if it fits down in there.
Yeah, brand new truck, and they're dropping this massive magnet, and I'm just going, he's gonna mess that truck up. But
other yards, if you do that, they won't do it. They'll make you throw it off.
Good.
But down there, we're in Riceville. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll use the magnet right in their back of your brand.
Yeah, they don't care what truck you got.
Well, it's kind of like you walk in there, you're signing a waiver. They make you get a helmet or a hard hat and safety goggles.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like me, like a native. I've been there so many times. I actually have my own hard hat I wear there.
Can I tell a quick story, or you gotta hit your comments first?
No, I don't know what Mexican's getting at. Talk to the back of the room. Is that like talk to the hand?
Talk to the hand.
Rob said it's good where it's at now.
Right on. I'll tell you a story one time. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just wait. I missed this one. Mexican says, I wear the mic on my shoulder between me and Mrs. Speck. It seems to work good. Yeah. Well, I just put it right between us. That way, if either one of us walk away, there'll be just volume.
Right on. Plus, he wasn't expecting me, so I kind of dropping in on him. But
yeah, so go ahead and tell your story.
So I went to that scrapyard one time, and we dropped off a load, and the check was supposed to be for $380 some, and we got halfway home, and I looked at the check, and it was $38,000 from that scrapyard. And we turned around and we came back, and I went inside and I gave him this $38,000 check, and I put it on the counter. I said, look like somebody messed up. And they said, you know what they said to me? They said no one probably ever would have noticed.
That's crazy. And that's being very honest of you.
Right.
Well, you always hear the horror stories where they'll catch you 10 years later, and then you don't have no money, and then you got to pay that money back.
So I'm like, dude, I got to bring this back. There's no way this is like multiple felonies or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If I cash this thing. And they said no one ever would have noticed. And I was like, oh. But I was like, no, I did the right thing. Bringing it back. Because I don't know. If somebody did find out, someone probably getting fired. That's $40,000 check, $38,000 check.
Mexican says, I mean to speak up so we can hear you. I have a fan blowing on me so I don't melt.
Yeah, put some headphones on.
He said it's 90 degrees in Mexico right now.
Yeah, I bet you it's not humid.
I think he said 58%. I'd have to go back.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's not bad. But
so pretty much like a dry heat, I would assume. I'm just assuming. And Michelle says I should never assume. But I tell Michelle, like, when I assume, I got education on that assumption.
So you're not necessarily an ass
Yeah.
out of you and me. Is that what it stands for?
And I try not to assume on anything I don't know, but I just did.
Dude, that's the worst. You ever talk to somebody that doesn't really know what they're talking about, but they still keep talking, and then
Yeah.
they give you like some false information?
Well, I think that happens all the time. I might have done that on the last live feed with that guy with the, was it an Audi? What kind of car was
Oh,
that?
the Volvo,
The
straight
Volvo?
six.
Something that was overheating. I don't know.
Hey, you were making an attempt though, a real attempt.
Everybody was helping me, and Leisure found the most correct information as far as that water pump. I was hoping to have him back on tonight so we could hear what he found.
It's an intermediate shaft driven off the crank. Yeah, there's like a slot in the bell housing of the transmission where that intermediate shaft meshes to the crank
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
or to the. I'm sorry.
So Leisure did find there was two different engines for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one had it on the back and one had it on the front. That's why that's
Right,
why I
everybody
was
was
confused.
Yep.
But then I think the Leisure had it. That was the correct engine at the end there.
Good job.
But still, he had a coolant leak. So anytime you got a coolant leak, even if it's quart low, that could cause it not to flow.
Sure. That's pretty wild.
Timmy apologizes on speaking through the microphone for his typing. So he's just talking to his phone, presses the microphone button.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm sure the place has accountants that match up the check. So he's talking about your check with the
Right.
outgoing receipts.
That's what I thought.
That's like I had to get registered with Swift. You know what Swift is?
Swift. Yep. I know what Swift is. Yep.
So I have to have an ID to work on state vehicles now.
Yep. It's just basically okay.
It didn't cost me nothing, but I think they just want to track where the money is when it comes in and goes out for the state of Minnesota. That's all I can figure out that it does.
That's different.
What else does it do? Oh yeah, Leisure's talking about now. It was a V6. The pump bolts to the front, and it's belt driven. Yeah, but there was two different engines, so that's what I was getting confused about.
One is an intermediate shaft off the flywheel, actually, of the transmission, is what I'm trying to say. So the one in the rear was an intermediate shaft basically off the transmission that ran the water pump. So, but it's Volvo. I mean, how often do you work on a Volvo?
I don't. I've only worked on one.
The last one I worked on was a straight 5-cylinder engine, and I had a bad map sensor. So, I mean,
I thought it was going to be a lot easier helping people out, but that was a hard one.
That was a tough one. Threw for a loop there for sure.
It was for me. I'm just glad I got people on here that do know. Rob says, give them the adult trails. Give them audit trails. Check average invoices. Search for anomalies on the payment and patterns. Well, gives them audit trails on your check.
Well, sure, they can audit where the money goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, they'd eventually caught up with you, and like you said, that probably would be some sort of a.
Well, that's why I turned around, right? I mean, I'm not going to try to cash a $38,000 check.
Yeah, I've never had that happen.
Yeah,
I got a check that was too big. I probably would cash it and go to Mexico. I would find Mexican and live with him. Leisure says Swift is so Tim Waltz can track your bank account.
Tim, you know what though? This is the thing. Like, that's really the thing that Swift does is to just track finances.
Yeah, it just tracks the
money.
money.
Where was Swift for all the fraud that was happening in the cities?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's part of it.
It seems like, yeah, maybe like
they can hide the money because of Swift.
Yeah, I guess as long as someone important's lining their pocket, then they don't need to track down where the money goes, type of thing.
Well, it's all computerized. They can move it around here and there.
Sure.
Take some off,
convert it
some.
to Bitcoin, send it to Tijuana, and bring it back down to
I see no reason to have that as a statewide thing. If you want to do business with the state, you have to be part of Swift. I don't get it.
And they didn't charge you.
Swift didn't charge me, and the guy paid with a credit card. And she said, well, the guy should have asked you if you were on Swift, so that he could have paid.
It's almost amazing to me that Swift doesn't charge you a fee to become a Swift certified.
Yeah, no, they didn't. But it also amazed me that state trooper guy, he approves his own repairs, and he pays with a credit card from the state. So it's really weird because I asked him, I said, well, how am I going to get paid? Do I have to fill out some paperwork or anything? And he goes, no, I just pay off a credit card.
I feel like it's more of tracking an individual expense account that most like troopers and stuff would have, like to gas up or to get food. I don't know if they get paid for like lunches or anything like that. I imagine they should if they don't. Like, hey, I'm out here messing around, risking my life. You should probably pay for my cheeseburger, you know. But that could be a thing, just tracking individual expense accounts.
Maybe that's what they use it for.
Maybe for reimbursement, even if he's using his own credit card.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried calling the lady to give her my number today, but she wasn't there. So she's going to call me back so I can give her my number. And I'm going to ask her more questions about it.
Right on. She's going to be like, methinks you ask too many questions.
Well, she's a little annoyed with me that I said I might not register with Swift.
She got annoyed, huh?
Well, I don't like extra paperwork. And I told her, the guy told me there was no extra paperwork. He's paid off his credit card. Because I said there's no like W-9s or any forms I have to fill out. It's like, no, I approve all the repairs and I pay off my credit card and I got such and such. He told me the limit, but no, I can't say that. But I got such and such to put in my car every month.
Yeah, so it seems like they're covering his expenses for that's reasonable on an individual level, I would say. But
JD says he loves the sound of a 5-cylinder or a straight 6.
The 2JZ straight 6 is the best sounding straight 6 ever made.
What is that one?
Toyota 2JZ, they put them in the Supras.
Oh, the Super motor.
When you clamp on a turbo onto that thing and it's making 8 to 1,000 horsepower, there's nothing that sounds like it, I will say. Even compared to, and I'm a classic American V8 engine guy.
Yeah, so JD says they will move the money real swift.
Real swift.
And then
Real swift.
Leisure says they use those Swift trucks to move the money around. My Timmy says, my friend, I might start going to Mississippi and race the track in Louisiana. Was so rude of all the drivers. My friend, I might start going to Mississippi and race, but the track in Louisiana was so rude to the driver. See, I just gotta read it with it.
Plus, how do you keep like the alligator speed bumps off the track? I mean, you never know. You go for a rip, freaking there's an alligator in the middle of the strip.
Yeah, Timmy, if you do got a chance to go to a different track, absolutely do it. I used to race at like probably around 5 to 6 tracks around here, and each one was a different experience. I'm telling you that. And I got to find out which ones I like the best to race at.
You know, they should put a quarter mile next to Deer Creek.
That's what I'm thinking. That would be the best of both worlds then.
That would be a draw.
Or an 8th mile track even.
But can you imagine the insurance?
Well, they already have the insurance though.
But to pay for like amateurs on their street, like just to
oh,
take
you're
their
talking
cars.
you're talking like street racers.
Oh, sure, test and tune, right?
Yeah.
Open
No,
up.
that's what the kids need and
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. So they're not just out there racing on the street and going to hurt somebody or themselves.
Breaking gumball machines and flipping over light poles.
Or those style kids, get them something to do that. Yeah. We just, when we were younger, we just raced on the street. But nowadays that's frowned upon and that's jail time.
And if you can get an actual quarter mile strip that's going to give you a slip about how quick your car is, think about how many people would pay for that.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment right there. Then you can work and get your car faster.
Right.
Improve upon it.
I mean, every Honda within a 110 mile radius thinks it's the fastest car on the planet.
Just charge everybody $10 a night.
Yeah.
You'd get so many people.
Absolutely.
I would even do it.
Maybe we should put our money together. I don't have any money.
I don't either. I'd probably have to race my van.
We have to like mortgage everything and take out ridiculous 30% loans. It'd be fun though. But again, like I say, the insurance.
You got to have some kind of insurance.
Unless you just make them sign like an 18-page waiver.
Well, even out there at the track, we still have to sign the waiver, but they still have insurance. 2-lane blacktop. Yeah, that's street racing. That's what Leisure says. Well, let's look at Leisure's modified. So that's an asphalt modified Leisure sent me.
That's a pretty cool car. I like the paint scheme. I don't understand the. Okay, so it's a asphalt car. Okay,
Yeah, asphalt.
that's why the wide front tires.
Buff Del Campo Pico. Boo, do you watch Nivlac 57? They race a lot with the 5 cylinders and straight 6 engines. I'm closer to Mississippi than the track in Louisiana that I was going to. I was about 75 miles. Yeah, go to a different track, Timmy, and see what it's like. I just forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So I had a straight 6 in my 1972 Nova, and it couldn't blow up. But we would rev that as high. We'd be going like 70. We'd put it in neutral and just rev it as high as it goes, and then throw it in reverse.
Yeah, you're not breaking that engine.
Yeah, 250 straight 6.
Right.
And it did have a unique sound to it too when it was wound up, but I'm sure it's not like the Supra.
It's just, if anybody knows about straight 6 engines, the 2JZ is the ultimate straight 6 engine. It's a foreign engine. Yes, it's a Japanese engine. But if anybody watch Roadkill Garage, they put a 2JZ in a Challenger. It's the I believe they called it the Death Metal Challenger.
Is that a YouTube content creator? Who are you talking about?
Roadkill.
It's a YouTube channel?
No, Roadkill's Motor Trend TV.
Oh,
They're
it's
big time.
It's a TV.
Big time.
TV
big
show.
Time guys. They're gone now. Motor Trend cashed out all their shows. But they put a 800 horsepower. All they did was put a turbo on it, and if they wanted to get 200 more horsepower, they got 800. But if they wanted 100 more horsepower, all they had to do was change the connecting rods. It was a stock straight 6 2JZ engine, and they just put a massive turbo on it, and they couldn't blow it up. 800 freaking horsepower out of a straight 6.
I just don't get how they get the head gaskets to hold.
Your guess is as good as mine. I've never turned wrenches on one, but the 2JZ is the ultimate straight 6.
So Buff says Kim has a slant 6 in her Dart. You remember those?
Oh yeah, they leaned over nice. My dad had one in his. Oh, what was it? Might have been a Duster back in the day. Was driving down a really steep hill and the brakes went out and crashed it.
I had a 76 Valiant, like my last year in high school, that I bought for $75, and it had a slant 6.
Slant 6, yep.
And I remember I had to put an engine block heater on it, and two of the ones that go in the heater hose, and the one in the radiator hose, one in the heater hose, and one in the engine block to get it to start up in the wintertime.
That's Minnesota life for you.
Yeah.
What was your first car that was actually yours? You remember?
My very first vehicle was my 61 International pickup.
61 International pickup. That is a pretty cool first vehicle, I will say.
Yep, I had gotten that going. This is the best picture I got of it, and that's just me.
Is that you?
This is me as a kid right here.
Wow.
And I'm in the driver's side.
That's the only picture you got, is just the inside.
I got more pictures somewhere, just I haven't found them yet.
Everybody in the comments, what was your first vehicle? What was your first vehicle that you actually bought? And I'm not saying like your dad's Lexus,
Does it have to be if they bought it?
I mean, the first one you owned might have been gifted to you, right?
Yeah, your very first vehicle that you drove.
A lot of people get gifted cars by their grandpa.
So when you got your license, that was your vehicle. That was your vehicle.
Right. What was your first vehicle? Mine was a Pooch 68 Plymouth Fury 4-door. And I dropped it was a 3 on the tree column shifter.
Mm-hmm.
Straight 6. I dropped the clutch one time trying to burn rubber, and the rear end gave out.
Oh, no. Was that did it have like an 8? It's the 8.8.
Dude, at that time, I didn't even know anything about vehicles.
Leisure's was a 72 GMC 1500 pickup. Was that a manual transmission? JD wants to know, some of the Mitsubishi's 4G63 turbo engines are running 50 plus pounds of boost. And then JD's first car was an 89 Cavalier.
89 Cavalier. You know what? I saw one of them on the road the other day. It was red. No, it was white. It was white. And those are one of those vehicles that you just don't see anymore, the Cavaliers. And usually in most cases, it's going to be the grandpa gave it away, the grandpa gave it to the grandson or whatever, and they just never drove it. But it was pristine. It was almost pristine, and you just never see those vehicles on the road anymore. That 72 GMC 1500, that's a nice truck. That square body style is actually, you wouldn't believe how much a good condition truck of that era is worth nowadays. The prices are going high and high and high. Anything pre-Vortec now, the prices are going really, really high. I don't know why. Anything pre-Vortec, the prices are going crazy on.
Well, who was it that was telling us that they're not going to allow us to drive our old cars anymore?
Oh, was it a politician?
No, that on my live feed tonight. I have to go back up here and look.
Here comes Michelle.
Michelle, you want to get in the chat or the camera?
I just came in to make a drink.
Oh, it's
I have a towel on my head, if you don't mind that.
Hello.
Mexican Spec was saying that in Minnesota, and this is true, that they're going to try to take away our old cars. We can't drive old cars.
Good
See
luck.
my shirt?
Good luck.
No, because
Busy doing nothing.
Yes.
I'm on.
Oh yeah, my little cute pumpkin over there.
Good luck with that. What else do we got for first people's vehicles?
All right, let's look.
Mine was my '88 Tempo.
88 Ford Tempo. I remember those.
Leisure said that
5-speed.
his 72 GMC had a three on the tree, so it was a manual. Where did Michelle go to? Well, she's right here.
You'll have to rewind.
His 72 GMC
I
was
got a towel on my head. I just got out of the shower.
Yeah, I don't have it on the camera.
Oh.
his 72 GMC was a column ship truck.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made those. I
I
thought they
have
were.
like a triple extra large, big, busy, doing nothing.
Are you sure you want to come on
jammy
camera?
shirt. Just do it.
All right, Michelle says she'll come on. She just got out of the shower. There she is. Buff says his first car was a 64 Ford Galaxy. He built a 351 Windsor for it that got the car when he was 16 back in 1970. What
That's right.
about Tim Waltz International Scout? Tim Waltz has an International Scout? I don't know.
Tim Waltz. He's going to jail.
I don't look much at Tim Walls, but
I don't either.
what did he say that? Can you repeat that guy's first car one more time?
So Buff
64 Ford
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
He built a 351 Windsor for it. Got the car when he was 16 back in 1970.
Wow. 64 Ford Galaxy. I honestly, I didn't. What's the first year of the Galaxy? Do you know?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Mexican would know.
Mexican. What's first year of the Galaxy? Anybody's gonna Google it, right?
Well, we could Google it. I'm just being lazy.
Right. I was never a huge Ford guy to begin with, but I did fall in love with the really early Fords, like anything really pre 1951. And then I saw the Galaxy and I was like, wait a minute, that's a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
The Galaxy's a nice car. And they came out, they were trimmed really nicely. I'm talking probably late 60s. I don't know anything about the 64.
Oh, Buff says it's 1959.
59 was the first year of the Ford Galaxy. Okay.
See, these guys know. That's why I like these guys. They know cars.
Right. So I figured the Ford Galaxy would have been closer to like a 64 or a 63 in that era because it was a space age. And you name your car a Galaxy because back in the day, people were going to the moon, you know, things like that. And they named all their cars Comets and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea they went back to 59.
I saw.
Did you say you wanted pictures of Harley?
Yes, if you could send me one.
Well, it's right there, so before
Yep,
you go,
okay.
you can just go ahead and snap some pictures of it.
I will do that.
Leisure says I saw a video on YouTube where they interviewed Waltz about it. It's been all redone. Now I'm kind of thinking. I seen something on the news about that.
How many Scouts have you seen that were worth rebuilding? They're so rare. It would have to be like
If
a
you find
Southwestern
one-
car.
It has to be rebuilt.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if you find one around here sitting in the wood line, it's way too far gone.
Benny is here. He said his first car. How you doing, Benny? His first car was a 55 Chevy, 3 on the tree, 6-banger, and he painted it yellow. So that's how you got the start of making your hot rods then, huh?
His first car was a 55 Chevy.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Wow, that's cool. It had to be a 4-door though, right?
55 Chevy, 3 on the tree, 6-banger. And he painted it yellow. That's awesome.
That's very cool. Just straight up yellow or a two-tone, like a white here and yellow. I wish I could say my first car was a 55 Chevy. Even if,
Benny's a little bit older than us, though.
oh, sure, okay.
Leisure says, I haven't seen a Scout in years.
Because they're all rotted in the tree line. Unless you can find one from down south or Montana, at least, you know, somewhere in there where they don't salt the roads.
I definitely want one. Not
Oh, yeah.
the short Scout, not the long one.
Right.
And then it would be nice if it had the international engine for me, anyways.
Sure. Remember back in the day, the Scouts, they did that totally American red, white, and blue kind of paint with the. You remember they did, it was
Oh.
mostly white, but they had like blue and a red
Yeah,
stripe going down the
Yeah,
side,
pins-
and like
a stripe, yeah. Buff says, my sister was an ag student in college. She had a Scout. It was only a few years old then. Man, that would be worth some money today if she still had it.
yeah. Hopefully it's not in the tree line somewhere.
Michelle went back to the motorhome. My son called and asked me what the best food to feed his new puppy is.
At least times. Dog food's very expensive, but at least Iams, I would say. And Iams is not cheap.
Leisure, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well, Leisure said the Scouts rusted out badly.
Oh yeah, especially where the inner frame fender wells met the body. It was just total rot all along in there. It was very bad.
JD says there's a guy in town here that has a 1970 factory pink Charger RT.
Factory pink.
I guess they are super rare. A pink factory pink car, that would be super rare. Maybe Cadillac does it. Factory pink Charger, 1970.
Wow.
Yeah, I never heard of such a thing.
If you know who has it, does he have it?
There's a guy in town, so he's in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Okay. Oh, Canadian car. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what the VIN is. Back then they weren't VINs, but they were. I'd like to see what the tag on the vehicle says with the pink. What the letter designation is. That might be a super rare car.
Oh, you're talking like RPO codes.
Yeah. I'd like to know what the code is for pink for factory. Yeah.
Yeah, what color? Oh, you're the paint code. You want the paint code.
It's just a tag. It says everything. It's just a series of numbers. You can say, okay, this was made in blah blah. It's got blah blah.
Yeah. So Chrysler did that too, because like.
I wasn't aware of that, but it could be a Canadian thing.
No, I'm talking about they put all the codes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they still do it now, and you got to search for or at least GM does it,
Sure.
and you got to search for that damn fucking thing wherever it is.
Yeah, usually it's like in the glove box or whatever.
Behind the glove box, even on the back side of the glove box, or underneath the spare tire cover. Yeah, because you still need to know RPO codes when you fix cars nowadays.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Anybody else with their first cars?
No, I think everybody but Timmy. Timmy didn't tell us what his first car was.
You might be ashamed.
No.
Don't be ashamed.
No, though that's the best. Your first car is always the one you always remember.
Yeah, we already heard Michelle said hers was an 89 tempo,
Yeah.
but it had a 5-speed.
Yeah, that's why she's always taught all her kids how to drive a manual transmission.
Right.
What can I put up
It's
here?
very weird looking at my ugly face on your screen.
Yeah, it was hard for me to do start out doing YouTube videos, and then live feeds were even the next step above that. But I don't think people care what people look like. It's just what we talk about.
True.
JD says only 99 pink Chargers were made out of 50,000. I've never even seen a pink one though. And back in those years, pink wasn't a really like popular color.
Yeah, was it like a Cadillac pink or was it like a fuchsia? Because I know Chrysler had some really crazy colors back in the day, and that's kind of I would say my favorite like muscle cars of the era are probably Chrysler cars. Just the stuff they did with the Roadrunner stickers and the shaker hoods, and stuff like, not shakers. I'm sorry. The what's the hood with the induction that opens up? Anyway,
Call.
sure, yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, those are probably my favorite of the muscle car era's Chrysler vehicles.
Benny says his 55 was painted Sunfire yellow, same color as a 66 Corvette. I got my 55 Chevy parked and with locked up engine. Myself and 2 others rebuilt the 265 engine. 265. So that's a small block. 265.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that's a true small block, isn't it?
Yeah. Because they had the 256, the 292, and a 3 something maybe.
Dude,
But
I wish I knew
wasn't there
more.
a smaller 6-cylinder too?
I wish I knew more about that era being engines and stuff. I really don't.
All right, I'm copying and pasting this, and we'll go look it up. JD. And then they're still going to see us even though the internet's on.
There's my channel that nobody likes.
Obviously, some people like it because you got 10,000 subscribers.
Nobody likes my hot rod build though.
So that's the,
that's okay. That's like a fuchsia.
all right. I'm going to put this on so everybody can see it. I'm going to go back to the internet. All right, that's the color JD is talking about. To me, that's like a hot dull pink. I don't know.
I honestly, I wasn't aware.
That's a Chrysler pink for sure.
Oh yeah, the loud, like the the plum crazy and all the other weird.
Yep, that's the same thing. So it's plum crazy pink.
Plum crazy pink.
No, I don't know.
That's wild.
That is a nice color. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the 70s, that would have been like
Oh God, yeah.
You're in a, what do they call that, fads? You're
in the 10 tickets a year club because every cop that sees that's
okay. Yeah. Now this color would attract the cops for sure.
But that's okay. Did you know they stopped making the Hemi because it costs $8 less to make the 440? But when you're selling 5 million cars a year, how much money is that?
I know what I think. GM has it. It's way less than that, or did.
I'm sure.
And now I just heard this the other day that GM wants to make all their cars only last 5 years, and then you recycle them and get a new one.
I'm not surprised. I'm totally not surprised. Everybody's seen the state of the sheet metal on vehicles nowadays. You can lean against it, and you got to pay somebody to pull it out with a plunger. You know what I mean?
What was the first cars that had the thin sheet metal? Was it the Honda?
The first sold in America.
They had remember?
It had to be like a Honda or a Toyota or something. That was,
yeah, but it was like it was a little square boxy little car, and it had the thinnest sheet metal of any car. They're probably coming up on the comments.
Could also have been a Pinto.
Yeah, because
the Pintos are pretty cheap.
Well, when they got hit in the ass, and the gas tank exploded.
As a matter of fact, it's wild. A friend of mine used to have a plum crazy purple Pinto with a 302 in it.
That would be a fun driver.
Yeah. Hey, if you're proud of your stuff, what's wrong? What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Some of these guys, it's wild. You go to some of these shows and you see these guys that I love to see it. Like they're just so into their vehicles that they don't care that it's only worth so much when they're done with it. All they want to talk about is what can we do? How can we do this? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this.
And they make it work.
Yeah. And they don't care. They don't care that when they're done, it might be worth 10 grand,
Yeah, well, that's like Buff's making his Plymouth Valiant.
Right?
He's got a special name for that pickup box style, but they're making it, and it's starting to shape up and look really, really good.
Yeah. So it's like it doesn't really matter the monetary value of the vehicle, and especially if it's like I got a history with your family or something like that. Like who cares, dude? Plus, everybody knows who's sat behind the wheel of one of these cars that's older than 40 or 50 years or whatever. these cars have a spirit in them. I really believe that 100% that you can feel like just like an aura or an energy from the vehicle.
An aura, yeah, I do too. Especially on cars I work on nowadays.
Right?
The aura is they're no good.
Their aura is, it's a bad aura.
Yeah,
But if you're talking about
but back in those days, yeah, you could feel it.
dude, when you sit in a car that's 100 years old, you can feel the history. And if you can't, I don't know, smoke a joint or something.
I worked on a 1984, no, 1993 Suburban the other day, or a couple months ago, and it was mint condition, no rust. The guy only uses it to make trips up to Canada, and it smelled like 1994 on the inside of that thing. I'm just like, I felt it. I got in that, and it made me feel like a kid.
What does 1994 smell like?
1994.
Shame and bubble gum.
Well, back then, that's when I was younger, and the world was a different place back then. It was much easier. At least I thought
So
it was.
it's to me, it's kind of like a song. You remember back in the day, you're a kid, you first got your heart broke. There's a song attached to you, and you listen to it 18 times in a row or whatever, or something like that. So it's something like that, like just attaches to you, like
It just brought back memories
right on.
when I was younger, and I'm like, I was so privileged to have it. And the guy loves this thing, and he only selects a few people to work on this thing, but I got to be one of them.
That's cool.
And he's preserved this thing. It's going to be preserved for a long time.
What year did you graduate high school?
Me, 1993.
No shit. Same as me. I'm 51.
Yeah,
1993. I graduated from Chatfield.
Chatfield.
You know,
I was in Grand Meadow.
that's when the football team was kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah, we went to the Metrodome.
Right on.
I was just, well, actually, it was a year or two before I graduated. We went to the Metrodome because I wasn't graduating that year.
Drop a comment. What year did you graduate high school? Let's see what the age demographic
All right,
is
we got to get back onto that.
for Pete's viewers.
Phone cam. There we go. Catch up on the comments. Yeah, if I did that, love it. Who wasted? Michelle's like, who wasted someone at the stoplight? That chick in the hot pink car. Oh, she was talking about what we just had up there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see which one it was.
I see one that's got a bunch of black primer over the top of the pink that wore away.
Yeah, somebody wasted somebody at the stoplight. She says.
Huh.
Okay.
She's pulling her leg.
No, she's seen something in the picture that I'm not picking up on. GM isn't far off now from that goal. Yep, 5 years. GM grenade makers. That's what Leisure says. Betty, sorry, Pete. Engine was not 265. It was a 230. I knew there was a smaller 6-cylinder. Yeah, 235.6 is what he means. In that, when he was talking about here, my 55 was painted Sunfire yellow, same color as a 66 Corvette. I got my 55 Chevy parked with locked up engine. Myself and 2 others rebuilt it, which was a 235 6-cylinder, is what he meant.
Mm.
Dirt and water hoses? What are you talking about, Michelle?
Dirt and water hoses.
Oh, so JD, 2001. He's a little bit younger than us. Leisure, 1987. Buff is 1972, so I wasn't even born yet. Benny graduated in
What?
1969. Yeah, Benny's a little bit older.
Are we talking about what year you were born or what?
Graduated.
Oh, graduated. Right.
Remember, you asked the question.
I'm sorry. I got.
It's okay. It's okay. You're way behind, guys. LOL. That's an awesome year, Benny. Benny 1969. Benny. Of course, Michelle would comment on that one.
Somewhere 69.
You asked what 1993 smells like, LOL. Well, it smells like 1993. And the trees were better back then.
Were they? There might have been more crap in the rivers. Who knows?
Something.
Back when they could use Roundup. Well, they still use Roundup.
You got all them little gnats in here. Well, the pop cans are over
No,
there.
I don't
and
care.
The drain's over there, and Michelle's garbage is over there.
Dude, I got a garbage can full of empty beer cans, and it's like gnat heaven.
It is the nets and the fruit flies and the flies and everything is just. It gets worse since the last 3 years. It's getting worse each year. They got to spray for that stuff.
Just don't get guinea pigs for your kids because it'll be the gnat.
All right, Benny. I got to show you this. Hopefully, you don't get mad at me. Where is it? Where's Benny's? There's Benny's 1948 Chevy.
Cool. And it looks like it's a 5-window.
Air conditioning. Remember that, Benny? We fixed the air conditioning. It's one of Benny's hot rods that he's built all himself.
It's got the really cool corner windows.
And then here's the one I was talking about. There's Michelle flipping everybody off.
He
Remember
likes
that,
this
Benny?
Red line tires.
Is that what they are? You know that?
Yeah, you can see it's a red line tire. I don't know if those are true Keystone rims or not.
I'm sure they are. Benny built this thing from scratch.
Cool vehicle.
Got to see what Benny says here.
Yeah, what do you got to say, Benny?
Benny had showed up a couple of times to give Michelle a ride in one of his hot rods. But Michelle was sleeping. Oh my God, it's the soda cans. Yeah, that's what Michelle says. What about the beer cans? Yeah, there's beer cans in there too. Yep, haha, she says. Suppose I could center the picture just a little bit better. There we go.
Fun times for everybody. Talking about what year we graduated and what our first vehicles were.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's many more questions we could ask. But
So I want to come up with a good thing to do a pull. You could do a pull on this thing. And the last one I did was for my haircut, and I lost. I had to get a haircut.
dude, I'm so overdue for a haircut. My hair is just ridiculously long. I've been so busy at work.
Wheels on the Nova are American Racing Torque Thrust.
Oh, torque thrusts, yep.
He is here. He's seeing his car up there. Benny built this car. He did everything to this car. He even painted it. That's so awesome.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and he gets a crate 383 engine for each one of them, and they got power. Michelle said that you were driving like 90. But she had fun. She had absolutely fun. She talked about it the whole rest of the day.
I bet.
Well, who gets to ride in a classic car like that?
Not many people.
Not many people.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're going to have to give Michelle a ride in your, is it 1928?
28 Model A 2-door sedan, yeah.
Yeah, so this guy got sitting next to me is building a hot rod. And you got to check out his channel. I think we should put that back up again and look at that.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at my build videos.
So what do you think the ETA is on that?
So here's the thing. The wife wants to drive it, so I wanted to keep it 400 horsepower or under. And I also had to put an automatic in it because she does not drive a manual transmission.
So this is Nate's channel, Wrench Sense, and he's the guy that's sitting beside me.
Right.
And he's building this 1928 Ford Model A.
Model A 2-door
Okay.
sedan, yeah.
Yep, go ahead. You're talking about your wife.
She doesn't drive an automatic or a manual transmission, so I had to put an automatic in it, which is fine. And then I'm definitely not going to put. Let me give you an idea of how much this car is going to weigh when it's done. If it weighs 2,000 pounds, if it might be closer to 1,800 pounds, you put a 400 horsepower engine in something that weighs 1,800 pounds. It's like having a 400 horsepower Polaris Razor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this thing's a crazy car. The wife wanted to drive it. So
It's going to be crazy. So the automatic transmission will make it more
automatic
tame.
transmission.
More tame.
And I had to go with the classic bias ply look tires that are actually radials that are tall and skinny because I don't want her getting traction when she drives this car. Plus the tall skinny tire look, of this era, just look good. The old bias ply look tires that are actually radials. So I'm really building this so the wife doesn't kill herself in it.
What you need to do, send me some pictures in a text so we can put pictures up on the screen like that.
I certainly will. But
So what's the ETA, you think?
it's got the same power to weight ratio
No,
as a Porsche Cayenne GT.
When you going to get it finished?
Oh, ETA. I'm sorry. I'll say probably realistically another year and a half, probably. You got to understand everything's custom. Like all I have is the body. That's it. The frame, everything, the floor, everything is completely custom. The firewall. You have every little move you make with this thing, you have to know what you're doing. You have to think about it. You have to be obnoxious about how deeply you think about what the next step is, or else you're gonna take 8 steps back to fix what you messed up.
So Benny, how many years did it take you to build your hot rods?
And this is complete custom. I'm interested to hear what Benny has to say.
Yeah, me too.
Like this is a complete custom frame.
So like give us a rundown of like, do you have a drive shaft in it, or does the steering work?
So I'm at the point where I had to put the firewall in. We bead rolled the firewall, put the steering column down through, so I know where it's going to land using a Vega steering box. It's got the classic 4-inch drop I-beam front axle in it. It's got an 8.8 forward rear end in it with 31 spline axles. I wanted to put a forward 9-inch. I could not find a forward 9-inch in this area for reasonably priced. Otherwise, they were all just torched. So I ended up using an 8.8 with 31 spline axles, not 27. So it'll take power. But again, I'm just building this thing so my wife won't kill herself in it because she wants to hang her left arm out the window with the tattoos and driving around and look cool, which I don't blame her. So
that's Michelle for sure.
I had to cap the horsepower. I had to put tall skinnies, and I just don't want her to kill herself, basically.
Or wreck this artwork.
I mean, wreck the car, cool, whatever, fine. But
yeah, look at her. She's got her arm out the window. That'll be Michelle, right there.
Right.
Hanging her arm out the window, flipping everybody off.
Right. And I don't know. That's just kind of where it is. Nobody really watches my build videos, but I mean, I just it's out there. So if you ever get information where you get stuck on something when you're building an old car like this, it's out there.
No, that's so cool that you're doing that. We'll have to come over to your house someday and check it out.
For sure, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Leisure says, run a Hillaband quick change.
Quick change your end. There's no. You gotta understand where these bodies, 28 bodies, are very small. There's not a lot of room for anything. The room that for a Hillaband quick change that I would need to run a Hillaband quick change, it's going to be taken up by a gas tank. So you know what I mean? Like,
is that why some of those have they use a beer keg as a gas tank sometimes?
Yeah, because there's just nowhere to put them, and if you're not a fabricator, you can't put them. You can't hide them. So if you're going to fabricate something like this and not have a keg gas tank on it, you have to know where to put it, and there's so limited space. Back in the rear end is a huge, massive kick up for getting the axle up into the slotted body, and there's very little room even for the shocks.
So Benny had a 29 Ford and had a 450. This was the one I liked because he brought it over to Isaac's. Had a 454 5-speed Tremec. I built the frame from 2x4 square tubing, 9-inch Ford, 389 gear ratio. That thing was very, very sweet, but Benny sold it.
That's cool.
That was one of my favorites, and I always wanted it. It was a beast. It sounded so mean.
Sure.
And Isaac's son, I can't remember his name is, but he loved that too. And Benny would give him a ride in there.
Was it a high boy, or did
I was so jealous.
Did you slot the body and get the axle way up into the body?
Body was chopped 5 inches and channeled 4 inches.
Yeah, that's about what I got. Roughly 3.5 inch channel. I haven't chopped the roof yet, but it's going to be between 4 and 5 inches. How did you get the axle underneath it? Did you slot the body and do a kick up in the back, a Z frame kick up in the rear? interested to hear about how people. This is why I like going to car shows, is because I'm the kind of guy you go to a car show. I'm the dummy that's under someone's car looking, getting my shirt dirty because I want to see how they did it. You know what I mean? It's just the kind of fabricator in me kind of wants to know how things get done.
Boss says, I ran just over 454 horsepower with a Ford 8-inch rear end. It looks like a 9-inch but smaller. They were in many Mustangs, Cougars, and Falcons. Yeah, I remember the 8-inch.
Yep. There's something iconic about the 9-inch Ford that I just wanted to have, but again, like I said, it's a classic hot rod axle.
Benny says kick-up was approximately 12 inches.
Right on. Yeah, that's a good size. It's probably pretty close. It sounds like we had very similar builds. My entire frame from the firewall back is 3/16 wall 2x4 tubing as well. And everything in front of that firewall is the custom. You see the custom arch and the custom cross drilled. So same thing, 3/16 wall 2x4 from the firewall back is the same frame I'm running.
You built your frame?
Yes.
You put that arch in there?
Yeah, I built everything.
That's crazy.
It's completely custom, dude. That's why it's taken me so long to build.
It's going to be so sweet.
I mean, I hope so. Watch me get it on the road and it just dog tracks like mad down.
I always get that fear in the back of my head when I'm doing or driving something that I built. It's dog tracking.
Yep.
What was it?
Start over. No, it should be all right. It's just, you just got to be really careful. A lot of people just got to understand that this isn't something you can just throw together. It's just, you got to think every step, like I said, you got to think.
You are really putting a lot of effort and time into that. That's going to be so sweet.
I hope so. We'll see in about a year and a half.
Yeah, Benny, I missed that one. 29 Ford. I never got a ride in it. I wanted to ride in that thing so bad.
Was that a coupe or a two-door, or what was that 29? I had to have a two-door because I'm 6'4". I'm freakishly long legs, so I need to have room where I can put the seat back far. Because if you've ever been in a stock cab like a 29 or 28, 31, 32, there's no room for anybody taller than people back then must have been like average height of like 5'4" or something.
Really, they were shorter back then.
Dude, they had to be because there's no room. There's no room in those old bodies.
What about like how it was configured stock? Still no
That's
room?
even worse. Like they had to have a steering wheel that you would pull a lever and the steering wheel would tilt up out of your way so you can get out of the car.
They did?
Yeah. The old brass steering wheels, like in the Model Ts, and you had to pull the lever so the steering wheel would tip up so you can get out of the car. There's no room in these old cabs. There's a reason why Henry Ford sold them so cheap. They're very small cars.
No, I always remember Benny pulling up and that thing sounded so mean. I mean, I was a little bit afraid of it. But
did that car have like a lake pipe or side exit, or did it have full length exhaust out the back?
No, he had some kind of headers on
like
there.
Wide open headers with turnouts, maybe.
They were long. If I remember right, they came out.
Yep. But then, okay. I think we lost everybody.
Two-door sedan. I'm 5'6", and was a tight fit for me.
Right. So that's why I had to have a two-door, because the two-door is a sedan still, which means there's back seats, but there's still only two doors. So now I can put the seat wherever I want because it's custom. I can put it wherever I want. But the problem with me is now my wife is like 5'6", probably.
Shorter.
So of course I have to have a sliding seat.
Yeah, sliding seat now. Now that's what Michelle was complaining about the modified. She's like, the pedals are too far away. I'm like, the seat is a race car seat. It's bolted in. We don't have to move it. It's not sliding.
Right. But yeah. What's everybody else saying here?
No, that's kind of calmed down a little bit. I think the Mexican helps Buff out with his live feeds, and they're going to get ready to go soon.
Right on. Well, I think I might step away then. If that's the case. I have to get up. My alarm goes off like 4:45 in the morning.
Well, JD is in Nova Scotia, and that's 2 hours ahead of us. And then Rob and Leisure are on the east, so they're in Eastern time. I don't know the time zone ahead of Eastern time,
Right.
but
So
that's where JD is. So it's 11:25 where JD is.
sheesh.
Yeah, and he works at that shop. That's a pretty awesome. Where the hell is it? That's where JD works. That's his shop.
That's the one with the 5-speed
Yep, they did
or
tires,
6-speed.
tires on it, but really weird that a Kia would have a 6-speed.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah,
Don't let the warranty run out.
Michelle says she's 5'6" and has to put cushions behind underneath me in the race car just to reach the pedals. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think if we went out to practice, we would have to move that seat for me to feel safe to let you drive it.
But I tell you what, I got to go home and get some food in my belly, and I got to get up early in the morning.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me over again.
yeah. No, it was fun.
Right on. I hope you got some people interested.
But yeah, like when I have it in the other, that would be way harder.
Right.
But
I'm out, guys. Everybody have a good night.
yeah, nice. Thanks for coming, Wrench Sense.
I don't know if he's going to stick around for a while longer, probably, but I'll keep your live stream on at home.
Yeah,
and see what you
I'm
guys
gonna go up to 10 o'clock, I think, because
All right. I'll go home and turn the live stream on and put the headphones on and listen to you for a while.
okay for a few minutes, and well, you got to socialize with your wife too.
Right. Why? What's that? What's happening?
No, I mean Michelle misses me. I'm
Oh,
sure,
right.
I'm sure
Yeah,
your
yeah.
wife misses you. You gotta have.
Sometimes I hear like every other word out of my right ear. So
Oh yeah. Sorry about that.
that's all right.
Yeah, nice having you over. And
You bet. Hopefully I wasn't too obnoxious.
no,
this time.
you made the conversation way better tonight.
Cool, dude. Give me a fist bump. We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good night.
Take-
That was not a fart.
Take it.
Or was it?
See you later. Oh, that's cool that he came over. Yep, we're just talking about you, and you're gonna get your stuff up, starting to get ready. I need like an hour and a half to start getting mine ready. So I completely understand it. It was so great having you here, Buff. We'll catch you in a little bit. And Mexican too. So great having him here. I get to learn a little bit more about everybody, just a little bit, and maybe I should just ask more questions when I'm on your live stream. And tomorrow's not going to be too bad of a day. I'm going to start out the day getting the trailer hooked up to the van, getting the rest of the scrap loaded up, and head to the junkyard and hopefully not have any flat tires. And then I'm going to come back and put this fuel pump in this Jeep. Oh, and I got to put a carburetor on a riding lawnmower. It's a John Deere. So not too bad, but I wasn't expecting to pull off the whole exhaust system and dry shaft. They got 8 bolts on the back of the dry shaft and 6 bolts on the front, and they were tighter than Toby something. I think they do put a little Loctite on them dry shaft bolts. Yeah, we should go check it out. So let me, yeah, the dry shaft. Why do you need 8 bolts in the back and only 6 in the front? Yeah, there is a Loctite on those. But there's only 6 bolts in the front. How does that even make sense? Like, it's all cleaned out up there. There's nothing there but the differential. Yeah, no, I knew they didn't make hair products, but I had to say something. Benny says, I will be back from Colorado on Saturday. If y'all around Monday, I'll bring you 4 different brands of root beer. That's so cool. So Benny, we were talking about root beer one night, and I started out every live feed now since then with some root beer. Benny had brought me the first 2 bottles, and he brought 2 bottles of the Spring Grove. And I like the Spring Grove soda pop root beer so far the best. But this is the little collection of root beer. Yeah, here's the ones that Benny had brought me. I did try this Spreacher, and I don't like it as much. That's probably so far my least favorite. But the Spring Grove is pretty close to maybe my favorite. I still have to drink more to find out if I like this the best or not. Yeah, hopefully you have a good trip, and I can't wait to see you, Benny. Michelle says she doesn't use John Deere products on her hair. It's a Chrysler product. They'll do weird things. Yeah. So I can't wait to add some root beer to my collection. So I just kind of put 2 and 2 together, and Benny is in Colorado. Not sure what he's doing, but he's in Colorado. How's the weather in Colorado? What's the temperature right now? Yeah, we've been getting a lot of rain up here, Benny. Almost 8 inches last Saturday night, I think. And then yesterday we got 4 inches. Crazy. Michelle uses L'Oreal because she's worth it. She has some very expensive like shampoos and conditioners, and oh my goodness. Like, she has more products than anybody I know. I think the Spreacher doesn't have enough carbonation, but it does taste good. And it's kosher, made with honey. Well, antioxidants. Honey antioxidants. Whatever that is. Yeah, I thought the Spreacher root beer had just a little bit of like an aftertaste. I thought the Busch Light is kosher. Well, it's a Pilsner. I don't know if it's kosher, but it's Pilsner. At least they got an American like flag can. Right? What else? Yeah, so don't forget to call the K-Tool people. So that I always call it a K-Tool. But Michelle called them the other day and they call it K-Tool. So I was just like, how did you figure out how come you called it K-Tool? She said well, that's what the lady said on the phone. Oh, Betty says, I own my own townhouse near daughter's family in Colorado. Hot here, but no bugs and humidity. So yeah, we got bugs all over too. They're getting worse. Michelle says, well, the surgeon shaved half my head for an implant surgery, so I got to keep my hair in the best shape to grow back. I'm just wondering, Michelle, like maybe some of your hair care products are causing your hair not to grow as fast as you want it to grow. And she's going to blame it on rusty water, but I don't think so. Just checking some stuff here on the internet. Well, it looks like we're good. Michelle says, that's awesome, Benny. There is some weird flies that have been swarming my Jeep since the rain. Yeah, I don't know if they're fruit flies or whatever, but the other day I came out there right after. Well, it wasn't right after. It was on Monday morning, I think. And I had to move the Jeep because I had to do something else, get a car out. And the Jeep was like half covered with some kind of weird flies. But all the other cars, my pickup and all the other cars, were not covered with them flies. So it was weird. Maybe they're attracted to the orange paint. I think they're those biting flies, weird looking wings on them. Yeah, their wings are just a little bit different. Leisure says, my mom fertilized my face when I was little. Now my beard grows like crazy. Well, I just think that just happens with males and adrenaline. Fertilized my face when I was little. What did she fertilize it with? They don't scare me easily either. So it must have been attracted to the orange paint is all I can think, because none of the other cars out there had the flies on them. It was only the Jeep. And that was really weird. Yeah, so the Jeep. It must have been the orange color on the Jeep. My diaper. She did not. Yeah, I just had to shave tonight before I came on. All the crops are growing super fast and lavishly this year. I think the rain is on steroids this year. Well, I know the corn, when it rains, like it's gonna grow a foot every time it rains. Well, my mom raised me with cloth diapers, and then she washed them. And I could tell some other stories about. Well, I might as well. We're just here, sitting here talking, but I was born on a stroke of midnight in a lightning storm, which I like Nikola Tesla, he was too. But I didn't know that until a couple years ago. My mom just told me a couple years ago, and she said, "You know what, Pete? That's why you're so good at electricity." At least you said he refused to potty train. Oh, so your mom got mad at you. Oh boy. I can put up another. There we go. There I am. We'll just look at this picture. Michelle says she thinks she was potty trained at birth. Well, that's just because you don't remember. Oh, I'm going to get the panel. Oh, yeah, so this truck has to be almost similar to Leisure's first truck. Should have put this up there earlier. But this one has a 4-speed on the floor, and Leisure said a 3-speed on the tree, I think he said. Oh, my van. There's my van. I'm going to be driving this van tomorrow. Taking the trip to the junkyard. It's only like, I guess it's like 27 miles to the junkyard one way. I don't have to worry about the tires on the van because they're brand new. Don't have to worry about the brakes on the van because they work fine. I just have to worry about the tires that are on that pickup box trailer, and there's a lot of steel in there. Leisure says, I fell in the toilet at my grandmother's. I feared the toilet. Oh, no. Yeah, my dad made me a little toilet when I was younger. And then all my siblings got to use it too. But I don't really remember. It was just a little, like a little toilet thing that we got to use when we were really young. And then later on, he made this little step block that we could use to use the bigger toilet. I don't know if that step block is still around or not, but I don't think it is. But it was before my dad passed. It was still around. And I remember on Halloween that we had a little lantern pumpkin thing that we used for the candy. But the handle had a plastic handle on it. It was broken. So Dad made one out of the old VHF wiring. But anyways, we would get at that particular time when he made that handle for my little pumpkin for Halloween, trick-or-treating, at that particular time, they had an x-ray service at the local hospital where the kids could bring in their bag of candy and get it x-rayed because there could be razor blades in there. But I remember sliding my pumpkin through the machine, and the nurses and the doctors were like, "What is that?" And they couldn't understand what the handle was, but it showed up in the x-ray because it was copper wire inside the handle. Michelle says, my mother was very strict and I never crossed her until I became an adult. Now we don't talk. Well, you do talk to your mom a little bit, but I completely understand. Straight pins. Very, very weird subject that we got tangented off to. But that's okay. No, I understand the animosity you got towards your mother, but I'm not going to explain the situation, that's for sure. There's a lot I could say about your mother, but I won't say any of it. Oh, my microphone was tipped the other way. Maybe this is better. But nobody was complaining, so. Yeah, I was planning on, we got a Jeep Patriot donated to our shop. And the guy, the Jeep originally had a bad engine. So it's a 3.7 engine, which are very hard to find because they're all bad. But anyways, he found one and he started fixing this thing up, and the engine is just sitting in there with all the parts. Got donated to me, and I'm gonna try to get this Jeep back running 100%. So that was my plan for tonight's live feed, but it didn't happen because I got this other Jeep on my hoist. Now let me put me back on. And I was gonna plan to do that for the live feed tonight, but after this Jeep, I should be able to move that Jeep in, and we can get started on getting that engine back in there correctly and getting all the stuff back on it. And I didn't take it apart, and the whole front end's taken apart. So we got to do all that. And the engine's an unknown. He did find a 3.9 engine that he just got sitting in there, and he's got it all cleaned up and painted up and everything. Everything is painted up. So we just gotta put everything back together and cross our fingers that when we start it, it runs. I don't know. Are the 4.7 and 3.7s Pentastars? No, this one's an older one. So like the 3.7 and the 4.7 style engine before the Pentastars. Okay, yeah, that was on my list to tell you guys about. But remember last Tuesday that Michelle said the water pump wasn't working in the motorhome? Well, we did drain the freshwater tank all the way dry, and it ran the pump empty. So I thought, well, it might be airlocked, and I might have to prime it or something. But that turned out not to be the case. It did have some air in the system, which we flushed out. But her main complaint was in the shower. Okay. So the other day, she's like, the water pump is broken. The shower's... Okay, no. So the water pump started working in the kitchen and in the bathroom and all that. We had water there. But she's like, finally figures out water's in the toilet. Water works for the toilet. But she finally figures out, nope, it's the shower. It's the shower. The shower's broken. I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do about that. So she made me feel really bad. And I had to go in there and take a look at what's going on in the shower. And turns out there's a switch on the shower head to shut the shower head off, and that's all it has. It just has a shower head. There's no faucet or nothing in the shower. So I'm like turning it on and stuff, and it's not working. And I'm looking at the shower head because I told her to unscrew it, and she couldn't. I don't think I could either. But anyways, it turns out there's a switch on it for on and off. And the switch was mostly off. So I found that out and turned it on, and that made her happy. But yeah, I can't wait to get this Jeep in. It's not in too bad a shape. There's no like rust on the frame. There's a little rust on the door and the bottom of the rocker panel, quarter panel area. But the guy bonded it and fixed it and painted it a little bit, but it's not like the best job. But so the whole thing with this Jeep is it got donated to my shop. So I'm gonna donate this Jeep to somebody that is that needs it. So I'm just gonna cover. I'm not gonna charge anything. But once we get it done, I'm gonna donate it. I know somebody right now that needs a car. She has a very hard time with cars, very hard time with keeping maintenance up. But I'm gonna tell her that since we're donating this car to her, that she must bring it back to me every 3,000 miles. Because if you tell her 3,000, she's gonna bring it back in 10. So I can change the oil on it so it lasts. And her car right now has like a rusted subframe, so the alignment's off and it's wearing off the tires on the inside. Other than that, it's running good, but she keeps going through tires. And it's time for her to have a new car, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get this Jeep running tip-top and donate it to her. And maybe later on we'll tell you who it is. And Leisure says, it sounds like I shut the shower head off on you. No, I would never do that because I don't want to get myself beat with the paddle. Yeah, it was kind of not all the way off. But very interesting. I'm very glad it wasn't in the shower because I wasn't lying to her. I don't know how to fix it. Well, yeah, that's the one with the wheel bearing that we had in here, the Ford Escape. And her wheel was almost falling off, and then my brother did the repairs on it. And that's the one that's a must-have for like a hub tamer. Yeah, I don't want to get. I would never sabotage anything for Michelle ever. I may play a little joke on her here and there, like in the shop, but I would never do sabotage or anything like that because I would get the paddle so bad. Yeah, I got the paddle though. I think I'm gonna hide it. It's right up there. But you did turn off the water heater. No, that's because I woke up in my sleep and I thought I heard water running, like the pipe broke or something. So I didn't want the water heater to run, so I turned it off. Because I swore that I heard water running out. Just like last night, I'm like, is the water pump running? And it turns out they were running a sump pump over at the John Deere. But before I come in, before I leave for the night on the shop, I'm gonna hide that paddle. I'm looking at it right now, and it scares me. Yep, my nose is running a little bit now. Yeah, she was really upset, and I don't blame her. But honest to God, I don't know how to access any piping in the shower, or there's no access panels. Like, really, if it really was broke, what am I gonna do? I contemplated that in my head, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I have no idea how to fix a shower in a motorhome. I didn't want to drive all the way to the apartment just to take a shower, haha. Well, you could. Or you could stop at the house. The water is warm at the house. I run a solar setup at the house. And there was a couple weeks where we weren't getting much sun and it wasn't very warm. And Michelle tried to take a shower over there and it wasn't warm. I did. I could take a shower in it, but she couldn't. So yeah, the motorhome. Where's the motorhome? Right there. And we got the front end all cleaned up, new wiper blades put on. I did get the fan clutch put on. We got to rotate some tires around. We got, what else we got to do to that, Michelle, to get ready? Rotate some tires around. We got a full tank of gas for our trip to Florida. And I don't know if we'll make it to Florida, but we're going to attempt it. And I have decided that we will take the Jeep on that same trailer. It'll be the same setup. We probably should repack the wheel bearings in that trailer because my brother did them last, and I don't trust it. Hide my paddle and I'll misplace all your tools? No. You better not. I'm missing my Snap-on pick right now. I'm not coming in until I find that Snap-on pick, by the way. So yeah, we are going to attempt to bring the Jeep down with us because we're like, what if we break down and need to get parts? Or it is nice to have a vehicle with us. The only thing I contemplate is that's a long trip for that trailer that I made 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. I made it from scratch. Like, I'm not sure that it could make it. It did make it to Illinois, Indiana. It made it all the way to Indiana, Indianapolis Speedway, and back. No failures, no flat tires, nothing. Just washed the outside and I want to steam clean the carpet. So yeah, we got to rotate some tires around. I mean, get all our stuff organized, our tools, whatever we're bringing. And then Michelle says, finish washing the outside, steam clean the carpet. I didn't do it. Daisy's bed is already set up for you. I don't know what that means. Her bed is in here. Just make sure I have everything that we need to make a big trip like that. And I think I'm pretty close. I have a list of everything I need to do to make sure we have everything and everything that needs to be fixed on it. Yep. So we did have, I kind of fibbed a little bit. We did have a spring shackle. The springs have a U-bolt and then a plate that goes over the top of the spring. Well, one of the bolts was old and broke off, but it didn't get out of whack or anything. And we did make a trip to a couple of different hardware stores, and I got her all fixed up when we were in Indiana. And the springs are old. Everything is old on there. The springs were used when I bought them or when I made the trailer. But the thing that concerns me the most is probably the wheel bearings. Because my brother took that trailer to a trip somewhere and he said he repacked them. But I just don't trust that. I need to take the wheel bearings apart, take the hubs apart, make sure the grease is in there, make sure the bearings are actually good, not pitted or anything. That trailer is sold, and one of the hubs never even had a wheel or a bearing cover on it. I just ran it open. And I need to check. It's got a hydraulic brake system on it, not electric. It's hydraulic. And those are outlawed now, but since this is grandfathered in, I think I'm good. But the 2 bolts that bolted to the tongue, I just want to make sure them bolts aren't wore out. Maybe I'll put some new grade 8 bolts in there. Just to ease my my brain. We did put a new thing under the hood. Yeah, that's the fan clutch. And it was different. We looked it up on the Ford dealer. We got the correct one for that vehicle, but the bolts that hold the fan onto the fan clutch, on the original one, they're 8 millimeters. Then on the new one, they're 6 millimeters. And I thought about drilling and tapping them out, but I'm just like, 6 millimeters will hold it. I got some good hardened GM bolts with big washers on them, fender bolts. And then I Loctited them too. Yeah, because you'd go up a hill. Come on. You'd go up a hill in 95-degree weather with the air conditioning on, and the temperature would slowly rise all the way to hot. I'd have to let off the gas. If I let off the gas, then it would cool back down. So I know for sure that the fan clutch was out. Yeah, there's a spare water pump on this side of the motorhome that we're looking in the back. They use it as a transfer pump for something, but it's brand new. I've never used it. They might have used it, but it's pretty new looking. It's sitting in the back in the back cubby if you want to look at it, Michelle. Yeah, so when I built that trailer, Leisure, I did not want electric brakes. So it was only a year or two after that they outlawed those hydraulic tongue. So when you hit the brakes, the trailer moves forward on the hitch part, then it pushes the master cylinder, then it activates the brakes. Well, the other reason was too, the axles that I had gotten were hydraulic brakes. So it all made sense and it all worked. And if they pull me over for the brakes, they can just give me a fix-it ticket. I don't even care. Yeah, there's one in the back. Timmy, I'm so sorry I fell asleep in my chair. It's okay, Timmy. Yeah, we're probably all gonna head over to Buff's here in just a few minutes. Buff Del Campo. Yeah, I do have to take a nap here and there during the day. But that's something I could do owning my own business, which I couldn't do before because I'd get fired for sure. I'd take a nap. Sometimes it gets pretty crazy. I just need an hour nap. I go in and I'll sleep on the motorhome couch, and then I'll jump straight up in the air when it's time to go back to work in like an hour, and Michelle just looks at me like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, I'm so excited to actually take a break, and I'll still try to post videos and stuff, but so excited just to take a break and just relax. I have a hard time. I'll have a very hard time relaxing, but I need that. So, yeah, I'm just super excited to take that trip. Hopefully everything goes good. Hopefully I can do a couple mobile repairs on the way to pay for some gasoline. But hopefully I can find something to eat. I'm a little bit hungry. Thinking about cutting her or shutting her down. Leisure says I used to rest my head on the girl's shoulder. I'd serenade with a fart, baptize her shoulder with a drool, and then snow her near. Oh, Timmy has high blood pressure. I'm sorry to hear that. You need to relax, Timmy. Just relax. I know it's hard. I know the race car driver kind of mentality. Rob too. Rob is always on the go. That's funny, Leisure. Oh yeah, the BP meds can do that. Maybe try taking ones. Oh, half. Try taking half of one. Yeah, that's whenever I get my medication. If I need any like aspirin or Advil, I want to take half of what I should have. But so far this year, I haven't had to take anything. I don't think. Well, I think we gone through all the pictures that I put on there. Michelle has some more pictures, and so does Rob that I didn't get on there. But I'll put them on there for next time. And yeah, yep. And I'm trying to take more pictures of like stuff I work on. Like I took a picture of this park and brake. So just trying to do that throughout the day and do everything else I do and do a short video, at least one short video every day. It's just a lot. I don't know how the other guys do it, but I got to do all the repairs and then do this is the fun part. I like to do the YouTube part. And that's why I decided to do my shop. But I still have to make money at the same time. So it's a little hard. I got to manage every single thing, every single aspect. And I got to get on Swift, which I did. Figured that one out. Like I told my cousin, Timmy says, like I told my cousin the other day that we're not getting any younger. No, we're not. That she was toast. Yeah, that it was making some screeching noises in there. And I'm like, it's probably the wheel bearing. But then when I drove it, I'm like, no, that's not the wheel bearing. So she'll be happy about that because that well, I don't know if she'll be happy about it, but fixing the noise, I just backed off the shoes and fixed that spring. The spring that holds it to the backing plate, I fixed that. So it's not rubbing on it anymore, but I'm sure her emergency brake cable is rusted up. Because I pushed on it and it's hard as a rock and it wouldn't push. I'm like, I don't know if I should do this, but I pushed on the emergency brake pedal. But it was hard as a rock. It did do nothing. So the cables are stuck, and that's why it wore the shoes out. So probably not going to fix it. She's probably not going to fix it. But she's probably going to want the transmission service because she said she never had one. But it didn't have a dipstick on it that I could find, so I didn't check the condition of the fluid as of yet. I'm just wondering, that might not be a good idea to change that fluid either. Although I did order the fluid. Yeah, she was really thinking it was the wheel bearing. But I got it all backed away and it's not making any noise now. And I got our oil change and the air conditioning fixed, working. It's not fixed because it's leaking somewhere. I just couldn't find the leak as of yet. Put some dye in there. I think it's been empty for a while, so it did hold vacuum and it passed the vacuum test. But even though they pass a vacuum test, doesn't mean that they're good. If they didn't have none in there, it's definitely leaking. Michelle says she's a firecracker, but that's just how I've always been. I am a good listener and a friend. Yeah, she's a good friend to me. Yeah, it's nice to take a little cat nap, and if you do fall asleep and get good sleep for an hour, it's good. But I think it's time for me to call it. It's time for me to. What's the other word we use? I always forget. I was going to write this down. Sign off. Sign off and call it. And I think it was pretty good fun. It's pretty good fun. Nate came over, Wrench Sense. He's got a different perspective on things, and that's great. And he's building that hot rod. Benny came on. Leisure came on. Rob came on. All you guys came on tonight. That was great. A Mexican came on. Timmy, we can't forget about Timmy. Timmy came on. And he's going to try some racing in Mississippi, so I think go for it. So is Louisiana the only track you've raced at? Yeah. Nice having you on here, Leisure, and I love your comments, always. They're the best ones. All right, guys. I'm calling it, signing off. Sayonara. Goodbye. Good night. Have a good week. Michelle, I'll see you soon. I decided not to hide the paddle. I don't know what of the motor means. Okay, I'm in there now. Thanks, guys. Have a good week and catch you next.